Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. It is Thursday, March 26. North American stock futures once again pointing back to the downside, although we have come well off the lows this morning after weekly jobless claims numbers out this morning at 8:30 in the U.S. came in at a historic high, 3.2 million. Versus 1 million expected this morning. So historically bad as expected, I guess. But California governor came out yesterday saying that in the state of California alone, they had 1 million jobless claims last week. So the number obviously higher than expected. The continuing claims number equally bad at 1.8 million from the prior week. So things obviously not good, but expected to be not good in the U.S. The move comes even as the Senate overnight, it was actually early this morning, they passed a $2 trillion economic relief package aimed at relieving the U.S. economy throughout this outbreak. In a historic 96-0 vote, the bill will now move on to the House of Representatives, where it's expected to be passed very quickly as well. Individually this morning, Micron shares in focus, gapping higher after solid earnings and even providing a solid outlook moving forward into both Q1 and full year 2020. We're also seeing some of the airlines back in positive territory, although they have also given up some of their early gains. Boeing, though, leading the group higher in the pre-market this morning. Elsewhere on the data front, we got Q4 GDP final numbers for the U.S. out this morning at 8:30. That was in line with expectations at 2.1%. Let's head over to the guys and say good morning at the desk. Guys, obviously, a bad number as far as the weekly jobless claims, but the market responding somewhat positively.
Well, everyone and their mother was expecting record poor numbers. 700,000 was the record from 1982, 695, and we got 3.2 million. The high-end estimate I saw was about 4. So, as expected, it was a big shock. I even heard one commentator saying that if typically speaking, this is obviously a different situation that we're looking at in the market right now with the coronavirus, but typically speaking, the worst of the job numbers usually signal the bottom of a recession. We just entered one. Who absolutely knows? But it's going to make for an exciting day's trade. We just rallied 140 points on the NQ from the bottom to top on that number.
Yeah, wow, no, everything is back. I took a short in the Qs. You're going to see some loser there, about $1 and change on that number. But yeah, no, here's what Neil's talking about. The employment number comes out right here, and you see a spike in some volume. This is the ES, of course. It goes down. I mean, it's kind of crazy that I went short here, but 2,400, it bounced exactly off again. So bounces off 2,400, right up 60 handles. Wow. Yeah, I guess, as Neil mentioned there, people were thinking of it a little bit more negative than 3.2 million. I'm not sure, but there you go. Rally to the top side again. And, we had watching CNBC a little bit here. A lot of people calling maybe the bottom has not yet come in. We don't know. Cases rising, obviously, in New York City there as well. And I think it's almost 500,000 now cases worldwide.
Spain's getting out of control, apparently.
Yeah, so I don't know. But look, hey, hopefully we can get this all solved. Then we'll go through. Obviously, I see some people still making lots of money here at Day Trade the World.
Yeah, I can tell you what, it's always good here. I mean, it's the first day in maybe a week or so that we're not going to see the top trader by market over there on the NYSE, the Amex, sorry, over 100,000. But still 55 grand. Someone was able to pull out there. New York and NASDAQ both coming through at about 36 for the top trade in each of those markets. And then you get Europe, 25,000 in Paris, 23,000 in Germany, 23,000 essentially in London, Copenhagen 19,000, and then the CME 18. And of course, still some trading here in the TSX, 14,000. Someone pulled out of that market. So the numbers stay fantastic throughout this volatility. I expect it'll be another fantastic day in terms of both volatility and opportunity to trade, Brennan.
Jump into some markets here. We'll have a look at how things shaped up overnight over in the APAC region. A bit of a mixed session overall. We're seeing some of the European markets to the downside following U.S. futures, but a bit of a mixed session here for the APAC region. You can see Japan leading the way to the downside, 4.5%, but the Nifty in India solidly higher. We had Australia solidly higher, a bit of a bump in oil prices. Both Chinese markets back in the red, and Korea also following things to the downside. Let's head over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up. Yeah, Yeah, pretty red right across the board outside of Turkey. You can see England at the top there, about 2% in their latest decision on interest rates. The Bank of England, as expected, left its key rate at a historic low 0.1%, but no change for the Bank of England in their latest interest rate decision overnight. But yeah, pretty red across the board. If we go to North America here, we'll have a look at how futures are looking. 25 minutes or so to go here before the open. Pretty red still, but as we mentioned, well off the lows of the session. S&P 500 just 0.62% now. We have the Dow 1.2% and the NASDAQ 0.4%. TSX futures also in the red. Brazil's open slightly higher. We have Bitcoin to the upside. Crude oil back in negative territory there. Gold looking a little flat to start the day. Lots of individual names to get to this morning, guys. We have Micron, some earnings out after market yesterday that were pretty good. You know, they reported 45 cents per share, 8 cents above estimates. Revenue also beating estimates. And the forecast, they provided a forecast, first of all, which is a little bit of good news in itself, was in line with expectations going forward. So Micron shares to the upside today, guys.
Yeah, Micron, and just noting here, good look there, Kevin. Intel looking like it's trading higher as well in the space. I had a couple of, two big ones. Obviously, we've already bounced off 40, so you can pretty much forget about that. But 45 could be an interesting level here. And we're just pennies away from it right now on over 1 million shares already in the pre-market, market rallying. Nice little opportunity here. And just go to the daily chart, and you can see what this 45 level was when you go back into last year, November or so. Maybe a month or so, we bottomed out before breaking up towards 60 off of that level. So if we can break through and hold above, and there's some actual buying above 45, a nice potential for Micron to extend its gains, especially, as I look at it, the ES just got back to positive right now here at 24.67. Wow. So look, if we make a run to the upside, Micron could be one of these ones right here at this 45 even, which we could have that almost at the open.
Yeah, you probably will. We only have 23 minutes left. And yeah, interesting, Kevin notes that Intel actually the lagger here. It's the chip space that's up the least right now. So if you're looking maybe to catch something back up, AMD up 2.85% right now. NVIDIA probably 3 or 4%. Yeah, 3% in now as well. And then there's your Intel, Kevin, here, 2.2. So I mean, they're all very, very similar. Look, I like this space also. Western Digital as well. There's a bunch of different names here that we can look at. I like Micron long, especially here as wow. Yeah, this market, this is 70 handles, guys, from 2400 all the way to 2470. So Micron's in the right space. We talked about that. China's getting now back on board here. Micron on the daily looks fine. I mean, obviously it would have been great to pick it up at 34, but it hasn't got clobbered too much. I mean, this 54 area is interesting, but right now 45, 46. If you can get to 48, then maybe you can even run to 50. So let's see what kind of a day it is here. We've had back-to-back. Look, we were up 2,000 points 2 days ago. Yesterday we were up 1,400 at one point before ending up only 500. So if this market wants to rally, we know it has the juice now. So let's wait to see. Good one.
Yeah, everyone expecting, I think, a bit of a negative day because of the employment numbers there, but NASDAQ just went positive as well. So Micron helping with that. Let's go to Apple, guys. Big move down late yesterday for Apple. There was rumors floating around that they were going to delay some 5G products. They also said they may delay their next iPhone release, which typically happens in either September or October. In fact, every iPhone that they have produced has come out in either September or October since 2011. So it was negative, but as you mentioned, guys, market higher, now Apple back to the upside as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about the drop, and I'll sort of let Sean, get into Apple today. But it's worth looking at if you're going to watch Apple. You got to look at what happened in the afternoon when they announced that delay of that new iPhone, and it came down through that 255 mark and just plummeted $10 in just a matter of minutes. The entire market falling with it. Based out here, I mean, basically, right at that morning low at about 244. We've already snapped back through that price, so you kind of missed an opportunity maybe to pick it up at what seemed like the floor in that little flush yesterday. But I'd watch for that to be an interesting level on any kind of a retrace at 244. Otherwise, can you get back up to that 255 range? Ultimately, it's not the best of news, but the market is coming up on a day like today. I'd watch for there to be resistance at that high end where we started the fall yesterday.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, do we get back up to 250 today? Probably not. I mean, remember, guys, we were up 1,400 points, like I mentioned yesterday. But I think 248 here on Apple. I mean, it's bouncing off of it right now. You could get some acceleration to that side. What's up to some of our viewers here? What's up to Baron TV? What's up to Phil? So on and so forth. Everybody joining us today. Michael, how are you doing today? But no, it's been a good day so far, obviously, in this rally. Enjoyed that rally to the upside. It's nice to see, get some confidence back. Apple now up 0.7%, Brendan. Look, I like it, but it does follow the market, so we're going to have to wait to see. You saw the drop yesterday on that delayed 5G phone. But you know what? What's a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months really at this point? But of course, that does affect their cycle. So we'll wait to hear more on this Apple story. Obviously, investors don't hate it too much. We're not even down. I mean, we're up heading into today. So.
All right, guys, let's go to Signet Jewelers, another one that reported earnings after market. They reported quarterly earnings of $3.67 per share, 20 cents above estimates. Revenue also beating forecasts, coming in well above estimates. They also said comparable store sales grew by 2.3%, which was more than double what was forecasted. So a nice look here in the pre-market for SIG, 17%, guys, to the upside.
Signet.
That's a big move to the upside. It's worth considering the context, because since the start of the year you've come from over $31 to $5, and then now back up to $8. So yeah, 17% is great. But in the context of the move to the downside, it's basically just a drop in the bucket here. It's worth noting it's not really running into any key levels until it gets close to about $10. You want to go back to sort of late third quarter last year, and we're maybe $1.50 away from that. It wouldn't be crazy to me. Like I said, 17 isn't a huge number. That you could get a test of that 10 area where I would expect to find the first resistance. You can see when it first spiked through a few sessions ago, it did stall out at 970, 970, 980 or so. So watch out. That 10 could be a nice little price. Maybe for a small short in front. If it gets there, maybe a breakout price as well in the next coming few days.
Yeah, we'll check that out. We'll check out AAL for you in a minute, Michael. But yeah, look, Signet's going to be short squeezed. I called it before on CCL a while ago, and it ran $2 or $3, so that was a great trade. So let's just call it again here. You break through this 930, you have to be long Signet Jewelers, guys. Go long $9.30 on Signet Jewelers. I know I'll be there doing that as well. And as I see my wife on the chat, don't look up Signet Jewelers, okay?
Yeah, some of the cruise lines back to the downside today, so we'll have a look at those in a second. I want to get to McDonald's here, guys. The initial day up a couple days ago, McDonald's was among the strongest, moving higher, had a big green day, but they announced they are trimming some of their menu options in the U.S. To kind of weather the storm throughout the coronavirus. They don't want to keep so much product in stores with far less foot traffic coming into stores. So a little bit of a negative look here. I mean, we have come back to the upside. This thing was down to 157 in the pre-market, but basically flat at this point.
Yeah, I love that picture there.
Yeah, definitely looking flat-ish right now. As long as they don't get rid of that Big Mac on there, and I'll be
they ain't getting rid of that,
that's
or fries or anything like that. Maybe they'll add waffles, right, Valeria? But no.
It's waffle day every day. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. When you're ready, Rob, let's throw to Valeria when we get that chance. But right now, guys, send your questions. Hit us up in chat. We're going to be here all day. Look, we like McDonald's. I mean, I've liked it. I took a long yesterday in it, or was it the day before? Spread. It just is there's a lot of spread here.
And volume's low
on McDonald's. And yeah, 30,000 share. I mean, right now, there's really going to be nothing. We did close yesterday at this 163 mark. Looks like we're going to be close to that right now. I do not mind a long 163, but I wouldn't take it off this news. It would just have to be a market move. And now we are ready with Valeria. What's up, Valeria?
Hey guys, happy everyday waffle day. Well, guys, please like our video, subscribe for our channel. We're expecting a very interesting day, so stay tuned. If you watch us from Facebook, please like our video and share it. Also make screenshots, mention us in the social media. Let's be friends, and I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, thank you, Valeria. Let's jump over to Cheesecake Factory. The next one, guys, big move to the downside this morning. Although I haven't looked at it in the last couple of minutes, looks like it is trying to come higher once again. Cheesecake Factory told landlords right across the U.S. they're not going to pay rent in April. according to reports, because, well, they can't afford to. So Cheesecake Factory, bit of a move to the downside today. Relative volume, I did note, guys, in the pre-market, about 50 times what it normally does in the actual pre-market. So decent volume here as we move down about 14%.
Yeah, down 14%.
Great symbol.
It actually tested it tested its recent lows here, 14.55. We're down at about 15 bucks, and we got relatively close to the 15 even mark. Kind of depressed there. Watch out for that little bottom. You can't be afraid on some of these to test those lows, and if we get a kind of a flush through, it could be a nice little trade there. The relative volume is the key. That's why we're going to be involved in it. Usually does almost no volume whatsoever for a day trade or short-term trading aspect, but I think today is going to be a day you're able to dig into it just a little bit. You're slipping into the pre-market action. Nothing really stands out. It's very whippy. I want to see a range settle in. Otherwise, I'm only looking at that bottom to see how we can play off it.
Yeah, I don't have much interest in these random names, but you know what? It could be a mover if you do like the Cheesecake Factory. Look, I think a lot of these guys are going to be defaulting on their mortgages, and it's more to come. We did get a question about American Airlines here. Up. It's 1.2 million shares, up 3% now. Yeah, I mean, everything basically made that bottom there off that number, and then has just shot right straight up. And I don't know why. Like we said, record unemployment. But American Airlines, look, it's always going to be a juicy one. If you go back to yesterday, you did see $16. It bumped off there a couple times in the afternoon. I'm not worried about yesterday morning. It was just a crazy one, but in the afternoon, 16.10 or so. So if we can get to there and accelerate higher, I would look for a move to at least 16.50, which is that top. So for right now, American Airlines looks like we'll open up around 16. Maybe it's printing 15.80 right now. I think it was Michael that was asking about it, but you can see right here, if we break through 16, I always love playing those even dollars, and then I would let it run at least until 16.50. So that's my look on American. But remember, you do have to sort of stay ear to the ground there, because there's news all the time on these sectors. So, and also follow other ones. I mean, if you're going to trade American, you might as well have up on
Delta,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all of them.
So follow them together, and I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we mentioned Boeing there in the pre-market as well this morning, guys, extending gains. Why don't we have a look at Boeing also? 4 days now to the upside for BA. Nice positive move here, 8.7%. Obviously, the bill being passed over to the House of Representatives about midnight or just after midnight. So BA kind of leading this group to the upside today, guys. What do we think of Boeing as well?
Yesterday's high, going to test that 175-ish mark. You got to 174.77. That dip that you saw, obviously, was in the futures last night was pretty crazy at the close. Got you down past the 160 mark. We're right back above on this little bounce on the boring employment number, and we're going to test that top. So I like that one through the top. Could be an interesting play there. If you do get a sell-off, for whatever reason we sort of reverse here, that could be one of those situations where you can grab a quick little scalp short in front of that little high if it gives you the chance right at the open. Otherwise, we're looking for a 175 break. I mean, that high yesterday was 74.77, but the even dollar is just as reasonable.
I mean, if you're not long at $100, yeah, but Boeing right now, yeah. Look,
you're probably just chilling.
Yeah, it's just been a crazy one right now.
Or 90.
Look, we like Boeing again. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit shady off the open. Oh, you know what we haven't done yet? Let's just check out the imbalance locator here. Yeah, okay, so here's MFA. I see Greg talking about that in the chat. MFA, 4 million shares to buy. We have to get to that, and we will. Here's cannabis. Of course, we talked about that all the time, and I'll be looking at some ACB. I prefer to trade CGC, which is Canopy Growth, or we.to. SCPE. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's a REIT for space or something. I don't know. It looks like the wrong wording there. And then there's our Boeing. So this is what we're talking about, guys. Boeing with a big bid. That's a lot of cash right there. 400,000 shares on a $100 name. Delta's right there as well. American, of course. These are just the New York listings here. So when we're looking at AAL, it's not going to be on here. It's a NASDAQ imbalance, Brendan.
All right, guys, I want to get to that MFA coming up here, but let's talk about Beyond Meat first. Goldman Sachs with the downgrade of Beyond Meat and a huge price target cut going from $129 to $39. So Beyond Meat definitely showing its hand, relatively weak this morning, down about 5% on that, although we have broken the top of the pre-market here, kind of trending back to the upside, but still pretty weak on the morning.
Yeah, I was just looking at the daily chart here, and you can sort of see when it got that rally at the start of the year and beyond meat, you're looking at about a channel between 73.50 or so was holding as this bottom. It ticked through to about 71, 71.50. So that $2 range was big time support on the way down. You can see the bump that we got. Now it looks like it could be some kind of resistance. We just turned around through that number. So you're right here at 69. I think we're gonna get a shot to get into that target range. If you like the downgrade, that's a place to maybe enter into the short in front of that like $2-3 range.
What did we say we liked on Apple was 248, so we're right here at 248. Wow. We just bumped up against that as well as the futures. Look, we came in and we were down like 1.5% or so, if not more, down to 2,400. Now we rally up, guys. 80 straight handles. Ding, 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 ding. So yeah, people like the equity space apparently. S&P 500 making this move higher, and Apple off that disastrous low. And I was trying to take bets yesterday to see if we would open up anywhere where we closed. No one wanted that, and I would have lost. But now I would have won. So we're moving up here. Look, there's still 10 minutes left. We have no idea. This market could fall or continue its move up by right now. The one thing I want to tell you guys, this is why I'm not giving any sort of predictions right now on getting into any of these stocks early. It's just because of that exact reason. Earlier on Monday, I took a huge hit to start the show. Made it all back, which is fine. But, we take that unnecessary risk in the pre-market, and then all of a sudden the stocks are moving $2 or $3, and you get liquidated because it hits your stop orders. So, yeah. Anyways, needless to say, I do like Apple through 248, but I have to see the market open first.
All right, guys, let's talk about Wanda Sports Group here. We mentioned this story going back a couple weeks or so. There was rumors floating around that they were going to sell the Iron Man franchise, and that has now happened. So Wanda Sports Group reaching a $730 million deal, all cash deal to sell Iron Man to family-owned business group Advance. So big move up here for WSG, 50%.
50% move. Volume is pretty light for what's now a $3 name. It's only 200,000 in volume. I'm going to show you the liquidity that you're looking at, which is not tremendous for a cheaper price stock. You're going to want it to be a little bit bigger than this. There could be some kind of a move here. Maybe there's a retracement play through $3. You can see this level here, but I don't really see it. The volume's so light. Maybe after this one opens up, we'll revisit it. I think it's worthwhile to keep it on the radar at least. But with this low volume and liquidity, I don't see too many opportunities here in Wanda Sports today, unless something happens off the open that's interesting.
Yeah, these kind of random things is not really my cup of tea, but there are lots of opportunities there. We talked about some of the coronavirus names. IBIO is another one.
And Codex
is moving as well. So look, there's a lot of names that continue to trade today. We'll have them for you. If you do have anything, hit the chat up for us. If there's any stocks you want us to look at, we did talk about AAL already, and now we continue to go on some of these other random stocks as well. I see Ryanair, I guess that's what RYAAY is. I assume, I guess, anyways, Michael. Yeah, but a lot of those stocks obviously are heading to the downside today, just due to various reasons, and cutting projections would make sense as well.
Yeah.
Why don't we throw back to Brennan and start, I guess, with MFA?
Another little airline to mention. You just mentioned Ryanair there as well. Embraer, guys, a Brazil airline maker, reporting a quarterly loss, and also pulling its dividend and forecast for the remainder of the year. So ERJ in New York, or if you want to trade it down in Brazil, it's EMBR3. Moving to the downside as well. Yeah, let's talk about these mortgage REITs. MFA Financial, big crazy move end of the day 2 days ago, as they said they weren't going to be able to meet a margin call. They came out this morning and said they're also not going to pay their quarterly dividend in the first quarter. So MFA, yeah, this was the day we had that huge move to the downside in the afternoon. Yesterday was higher. We talked about it a little bit. Now 103% here for MFA, guys.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I mean, you're not long at 30 cents, Brent.
Yeah, nope. Exactly. You could have picked this one up. Obviously, when that news hit, we got as low, and I thought it was it was exactly 31 cents. It looks like, and it's been a couple of days in a row that we've had this massive rebound, and again, it is still on the run to the upside. Like you set up that 100%, but parabolic after that. The job number comes out, and you get that market rally, and I guess the shorts got burned there because this rallied about 70 pennies, which was about a 40% move very rapidly on tremendous volume. Look at the volume spikes that you've seen going into the open. Still about 5 minutes to go, and this volume's just been increasing. It's 19 million shares already. It's just flying through levels as we speak.
Look at this market. This market is flying through levels. So I see a request here before we go back to to Brendan from Rasmus. Yeah, IBIO, obviously there's news about their drug getting fast-tracked and blah, 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 blah. So you do have a nice little move. And yeah, you're right. It's up 13% right now and flying a little bit. But the problem is it's being faded back down. So the way that I always play these, you know, if you're going to go long, you need to wait until you see some. I mean, there's not really too much volume. There's a lot of volume kicking off right here, and that's at this 150 level. So I would say if you get a break back above 150, then you can go and then look to see it taking out 160, 170. But IBIO on the day, you know, it was a runner. I mean, we did get up as high as 368. If you break through 150, then I would say some of these wicks stop around 180 or so. So you know what? I would take profits if you're able to get anything long on this name. Not sure how strong it's going to be. Brendan, I guess, when we're ready.
Yeah, we're just going to mention the same thing, guys. Moving higher on IBIO this morning. Texas A&M conducting their coronavirus vaccine testing. It's past the first phase, moving on to the second phase, so positive news for that. 140 to 150, I was going to talk about a little bit of resistance if you want to fade this one back to the downside. If you go out to the daily chart, definite you know, pivot around this 140, 150 area, moving back to the downside. Typical for these you know, coronavirus type names. CODX also starting to work a little bit to the downside, guys. Gapping up along with this one today.
Yeah, CODX was an interesting one. I was watching 940, 945 area and a pullback. It did it one time in the pre-market, but I want to get to Carnival Cruise. We got about 4 minutes till the open. I know a couple of you guys have asked about the cruise lines. I know Brenton mentioned them as well. They didn't get anything in that bailout package, and it doesn't mean that there isn't more to come. I mean, you saw Kudlow dropping the numbers like 6 trillion when we just got 2 trillion in a deal. So there is a potential that there could still be some relief for them. However, rallying anyways, up 10% from the bottom here on CCL, just in the pre-market on that rally. I was looking at this one and thinking to myself, oh, 15 was going to be a level. One thing worth noting, I saw a size buyer for about 900,000 shares, so 90,000 shares, just sticking it in before the number came out, the jobs report number, just sitting on the bid, taking all of it. So there was a big buyer between 1538 and 1540, a very, very big size. We'll see if there's anything there as it sort of drifts back into that range right now. If I see it pick up there, I might actually grab a quick long in front and see if there's some support. But if that's gone, watch for that little flush. So it's kind of one of those de facto areas in case I see that buyer step up again.
Yeah, remember when we talked about 248 on Apple? Yeah, so explode the money if you have it, but we talked about that trade right here going through 248, and I didn't want to take it because it was in the pre-market. Well, it would be $1.70 now in the money, so you can see the market just continues to rally up, now up 1%. Maybe I'll move this over and make that a little easier for you guys to see. But yeah, the market now up that 1% in Apple, now looking at 250 in the face. So we missed that 248. We didn't miss Micron yet, though. That one should still be able to go. It's still bouncing right now off 45 even, so not really sure what's going on with that one. We did talk about 45.50, right, yeah, which is up here 45.50 or so. So I don't know. We'll wait to see 45. But look, there's only 2 minutes to go. I don't know who's ringing the bell today, but we will find out for you in a minute. And 2 minutes to go. I'm not going to get into anything right away. I don't think. I want to look at Signet Jewelers as well, and then after that we'll fly with something. Hopefully a little Microsoft, hopefully a little MU, maybe some Nvidia today.
Zoom just broke down hard through a big level there at 143. The pre-market top just touched 140. Someone just dumped this into the $3 here on very, very late volume. It's 170,000 shares. I kind of like this one. If we could have held this 173 area that we broke out through about 9 o'clock, but that is come and gone. Watch out for Zoom. You're now looking at 140. It just came off $6 if you count this little wick to the downside, 5.5 or so. In the last 20 minutes, with about a minute and a half to the open, you're watching that Micron right at that $45 level. Zoom is now on the radar, down all the way at 140 on the bid with a $1.70 spread as I look at it right now. So a lot of uncertainty going into this open. This is why, as Sean mentioned, jumping right in on some of these stocks is insane. A $1.70 spread on Zoom right now with a minute to the open is crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Well, it's still $150 stock. Beyond Meat, though, that was another name that Brendan brought to us. I think that's going to be a good look as well. Today getting downgraded, but obviously now up a little bit off that move. I was looking at 66 break, but now we're all the way up to 69.50. So let's look at Beyond Meat. But only a little bit left to go here, guys. Keep your chat going. Talk with Valeria, talk with me, Neil, and Brendan. We'll be answering your questions, hopefully live on the show.
Yep.
If we don't get to them in the chat, it should be a fun one. Randy's on the bell, and he'll be ringing that in a little bit. He's our automotive expert, IT guy, does a little bit of everything around here. There he is, big nice little thumbs up. Enjoying the egg sandwiches for breakfast there, Randy. How was it today? Yeah, not too bad. Okay, with only 20 seconds to go now. We're looking at some levels here. Yeah, let's just get ready to roll.
Orders ready to go. I had that Beyond Meat, the 71 to 73.50 range. It gets in there. I want to be shorting it, so getting some stops ready to go. But we're going to drop that countdown. Market about to open. Micron right at that 45 level. 8, 7, 6. Randy right there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Let's ring that bell. We're long Apple already, guys. Oh, God. Okay, there we go, Randy. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we're long Apple right now, 246.25. We put in a little bid down there and take that long, and right away, smash that one. A nice little, whoa, here goes Apple. A $2 winner on Apple already. Let's go giddy up on this one. Apple, $3 winner. We are $3 in the money on Apple. Let's keep this one going. Long 246.25. Giddy up, guys. Giddy up.
Apple to the upside. Interestingly enough, Micron comes down off that 45 level, so it gives you an opportunity to pick this one up running into 45 even. Let's see if we can't fade into it. I do like this one. The market touched 2,500 just now and through.
Go Apple!
Market on the run, guys.
Yeah, here we go. $4 winner. How do you guys like that one? Look where we picked this Apple up. 246.25. Get out for $1, then get out for $3. Now we're $5 in the money on Apple, guys. Let's keep this party rocking and rolling, Neil. $5 winner to start the day. Ho-hum.
And Beyond Meat already coming to the upside as well. So that's 73.50 that we like. We threw an order out there just to be able to take it, not thinking there was any chance we'd get it immediately.
Right, 73, wow.
It's 71.5. 73.50 is our price. That was our line in the sand, so we'll dig into that one. Micron, we grabbed along here. We got 72s. That one's coming down
Apple
as the market runs up.
Guys, this is a $6 winner right now on Apple. We're long 246 down here. It's at 250.28 right now. So yes, ring the registers all over the place here. Another big winner for your boy. So there it is. We could be done right now, to be honest with you, and we'd be done for the day. But we're going to stay here and keep trading for you guys. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can afford a lot of these right now.
Probably not going to eat it on the show there.
Get this Apple out here, see if I get it in. Oh! I just sunk a 20-foot shot there.
You gotta have
into a garbage can
to be able to catch
in your face.
You gotta be able to catch that.
Woo! Wow! What?
Beyond Meat.
I'm on fire today.
73 guys.
There it is. That's what we're talking about. How do you like that? Hit the swish, swish. Making trades. Making the threes. There you go. That's what we do.
There goes Micron through 45. We talked about that level. We faded through it on that little pullback. And ultimately, Micron did not participate in that first rally. So we pick it up at 44.70. We add at 45 even. Now we're looking to see if we can extend some of these gains. So Micron looking like it's going to finally be strong. We did grab that short over in Beyond Meat. We got it first at 71.50, 71.44. Wanted to add to it in the 72 range, 72.50 range, but it did not get as high as that price. So one long, one short as the market continues to go. You want to track what's going on overall. Here we are, 7,600. We touched on the NQ. Now coming back in. Micron is crashing back to 44.50.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one. Yeah, we were not expecting Micron to get out. We did get out of our Apple. We have 10% left, and bang! Cheer on that one. Let's go, Brendan. What's up, bud?
We're talking about MFA, guys. Those little tiny mortgage REITs. This is another one. GPMT Granite Point up 120% today on huge volume. Also moving higher, guys, along with MFA.
There we go. Yeah, everyone loving that basketball. So there you go. You're welcome for that one. Yeah, Micron. I wasn't sure about that one, Neil.
WTF.
What the
There's
hell?
A huge fail.
We were not expecting that.
That long is absolute abject disaster. Sorry, the short here on Beyond Meat, and you can see me chase this one. We had orders up here at 72.10, 72.80. We did not catch those. I tried to catch it on the way down at 70.74. Our only entry is here at 71.44. That's in the money a couple of dollars here as the market coming back in. We got that downgrade. I showed you guys that support area from last year. That turned into possible resistance. The pre-market top was 69.67. Not a bad target to get some out.
No, great job there on Beyond Meat. And yeah, I was very surprised about that Micron, that's for sure. I'm going to cancel some of my stop orders. Right now, we're just going to run this Apple. We're still $1 in the money. I'm going to give it all the way back down to 246. Let's just see if we can get back up there and see what happens. Beyond Meat, we have nothing to worry about. Let's check in our Signet Jewelers here. Oh, that's an NY. It's a New York station symbol. 91. Oh, we did get close there. We get close right off the bat to that 930. We do not get in there. If it breaks that 930, I do like Signet to the top side, but right now it ain't doing anything. So
we have got to be kidding me, Carnival Cruise Lines. I mentioned to you guys that random buyer that was there at 1538 to 1540. What happened right at the open? It just ran through 16 bucks off that same bid. You got a 50 penny move right there. It's retesting below. I might just take a shot here, long in front of that same area, anticipating the buyer again.
MU bottom of 44 here. I don't know. We're going to try to go long here on MU and see if we can't get it here. I don't know if it's going to go, but Apple right back to the upside here. So we do take an MU long, 44.46. Let's see what that can do. We'll average into this one for sure and then play off a 44 bottom. But I do like MU here. Should be good. We'll take a little bit more shares here. See if we can average in here in the 20s on MU. Should be okay. They did have a good report. They're still up 4%. That might be the problem. They might be just up too much here as Apple continues to make that money, guys. Up $3 now. What a great trade. This has been already a fantastic morning.
And Carnival through that same price area, and then immediately someone snaps it right back. So it goes through that 35, immediately snaps back on the bid. Crazy price action. I'm going to step away from that one and go focus on the Beyond Meat trade. There's someone that's just involved in a ton of shares at that range. So maybe when it settles down, I think Carnival's going to be a good one. Not going to throw away too much money there. I finally did get a second entry on this little bounce back up and beyond, so we picked some shares up at 70.70. Our average price now 71.10. If we can get back below 70 even, this is where we want to take some profit off, but the market still holding above 2,500.
Yeah, the market's doing great here. I just wish I had some more Apple shares at these levels. As Apple now going back to the top side here, again, this is a big $3 winner, so we still have that one on. Obviously, the trade of the day is probably already done there, 246.25. We get that all the way back up. Quick little $5 winner. We've got to look at a spot to dump Apple now if it does come back. We don't want to let, maybe 248, maybe we'll get out. I was going to hold the rest of 246. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe this is a bigger day than we think. Okay, MU, we're long here, 44.30. Again, I know that was a disaster for Neil, but looks like it may be the same for me here. If we do break down below 44, look, the market's going up, and we like this one to the long side. Someone's dumping everything, and I don't know why. But yeah, right now, Micron not doing well, so we're going to wait to see
Zoom
that one.
Bounced at 139. I was looking to see how far that one would come down before coming back into this range here. That 143 was that pre-market level that we're looking at that we liked. Now we're basically right back here looking for a possible break through 143 even. If we can get to the upside, market's still going up.
Come on,
we're looking at 2% now up on the ES and the NASDAQ over there, basically at the same mark. Here comes that 143.
Come on, Micron, you can do it. Yeah, let's go. Micron right now, guys. We're 30 pennies in the money, but we want more, of course. What's up, Brandon?
Some of the cannabis names moving, guys. Tilray having a nice start to the morning here, up 26% already. Just broke $6 there on decent volume. 3 days in a row to the upside for Tilray, guys.
It's funny because I had that theory there, and I mentioned it, and I'm way too dug into weed. Oh, there it is. There's a nice little 50 penny winner on Micron. We didn't take it all out, but yeah, some of these weed names just keep going to the top side here, and what a surprise. A lot of people stuck at home with nothing to do, so there you go. Yeah, I see that too. Weed is also up 5% as well, so yeah, big moves there, guys.
Absolutely, and another name we just grabbed, that little Zoom trade to 143. We just cracked 76 on the NASDAQ there, so big movement to the upside overall in the market. We talked a little bit about McDonald's, Mickey D's. You know, it is back positive. We bounced off that 161 area, just off that little dip. Looks like it might want to retest that high. We got up to 166 in the pre-market there before falling down when some of these names just sold off on that big rally off the open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, that was good. Great shot. Thanks, Peter, for that one. Yeah, that was a nice little swish there on Apple, but it's more about the money that was made. We could buy an apple orchard there. That was a nice little trade on Apple for sure. But here goes Micron, guys. We're long 44.20. Check out that looks. I changed some of the ticks on here. I hope it's a little bit better to see. These up arrows are buys, and these red arrows pointing down are sells. So when you see that kind of coming in, that's why we did take a little bit of profit off 51s and 58s there on Micron. Let's see if this one just can't keep going 30 pennies in the money. Now $1 in the money still on Apple with our 10% left on. Come on, Micron, here it goes. 50, 50, 60, 70 cent winner right now on Micron. Let's keep the party going on this one, guys.
Boeing cracked through that 175, but it's traveled back and forth through the same price like 3 or 4 times. Now it's holding above it. And we wanted to see some strength above that 175 area. Taking out this one little 77 top would be interesting to me, and then have a stop at 175. So I'm going to get an order ready to go, but it looks like we could possibly be rolling over through this 7,600 mark. That's worth looking at. We're still going to be short that Beyond Meat. Our target range, of course, was 71 to 73.50. It's like a $2 range within there, looking for a bit of a home run trade on that one. And Zoom holding 142. So we got all the way down to that pre-market bottom at 142 even. But here comes Boeing, and look at this whipsaw action. Cannot hold that 175, so we'll throw that one out the window for the time being. I still like the 177 break with a $2 stop when it gets there.
Guys, you guys want winners, check out these positions here on the position board right now. This is $2 right now for Apple. It's 80 cents for Micron, although Micron's crashing right back down. We just took 80 cents on it, so we're going to find out about that. But those are the only 2 positions we have on, and they're both monster winners. But here comes Micron right back. We have less than half of our position left, but it is coming back down. So we're going to try to review this. Look at the futures right now, topping off at 25.30. That's 130 handles higher than that bottom when that number came out. And here goes Micron right back to the top side. So my wife, I know you're watching, get those chicken wings ready because we're going to be eating those tonight here. Chicken wings a cheap one. Maybe last night we had filet mignon, so thank you for that one. That was very nice. Threw up the barbecue, but okay, here we go. Micron to the top side. Apple's still running, guys. $3 winner.
Here comes that Beyond Meat. We talked about that range. You sort of have to sit this one. Be patient with this as the market is rallying, but it does make its top. We talked about the top end of the range, 73.50. So good news that we hold that 73 on the top end. You're not really seeing me taking any profits, and we'll just get that order out of there until we get down to that 70 mark. We look to take a third out if we can. I do want to see us retest that 69 as well to the downside and keep working this one. We're in the money about a buck or so, which has happened a couple times, but that's not what we're looking for with this type of a short. It was a massive target area short on this name. Zoom, however, 141.50 is my stop there, and we got about a 142.80 price. So you're risking about $1.50 to see if we can get back through that 143 and then hold higher. But there goes Beyond Meat to the downside. With the market still strong, you get that downgrade, and ultimately you have to find a relatively weak name if you're going to be forcing shorts. I still don't believe that Micron. Unbelievable. Back to 45 now.
Yeah, Micron is that's an 80 cent winner right now. Cowbells everywhere for that one. Apple, guys, we're still long 246.25, and that one's making its move now to 251. Hopefully that's probably where we'll look to get out here. This is just a $4 winner, so yeah, we go bullish on everything. $4 right now on Apple, and Micron bouncing off that 45 level a couple times. We'll put an order right here, see if we can't get out one more time at 45, and then elevate ourselves even more as we get through there. So right now, 70 cent winner on Micron and $3 on Apple. But as we said, it's been a very successful day. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Smash that like button.
Smash the like. Put your questions in if you have them. That's what it's all about. Another one, Zoom does not hold through, so forget about that as we get out of our Beyond Meat there, 1/3 at least in front of that 70 even mark. Another long goes down in the dust, and that's going to be Zoom. So WTF on Zoom. Not working out at all, but we're going to continue to hold on to this Beyond Meat. I'm going to be reloading. If we get anything in that 72-ish range, I'm not sure we get there. If the market falls off right now, I do think next leg 69 will take some shares out, but I am looking to see if we can retest the bottom here. Anywhere between that 67 to 67.50-ish is a fantastic target for the last third of those shares. If you are in the short, got to be reloading at 72. It's all about that target range when we looked at the daily.
Yeah, we definitely, that's a great Beyond Meat trade there. Okay, just looking to see, okay, so we're going to get out of Apple here. It's still ripping up, $3, it's still going, but if it breaks through this 248, it's bounced off there a couple times, then oh well, we'll have to take a $2 winner. But right now, Apple looking to still go to the upside, breaks through 248, we will get out of that one, so hit the air horn on that. It's moving dollars at a time here, Mr. Wickens.
Big mover from yesterday, guys. ASTC coming back to the downside today, 17%. You can see a huge move yesterday from $1 all the way up to about $8 and back again. So looking weak, holding under 350 right now, which was a bit of support yesterday. So if you want some weakness, ASTC, guys.
All right, 15, 16.
Yeah, if you want some weakness, also have a quick look at Cheesecake Factory. Brennan, of course, mentioning this one under some trouble, not going to be able to pay their rent. So obviously, it's going to be the case for a lot of businesses, certainly in these times. But down that 10% watch out, going to be short sale, restricted. That means when I look at this bid down here at 1686, thinking there could be a flush and there's ample liquidity to sell to it, you might not be able to hit that unless there's a green tick right here and an uptick. So we're going to be looking for that. If we can take out that, it's not a bottom, it's more the middle of the range. But I'm looking to see if we can make a bit of a lower low here and take that one out on cake. But we're not going to be able to hit that bid. Have to get lucky on an uptick.
I'm going to get you in a minute on Square. Square was just a monster winner for me. I was actually long $34 in my own account. Cashed them out yesterday at $53.50. So I only cashed out half. So it's nice to see that one at 58. Okay, AAL right now, guys, 15.60 to the bottom. That's going to be my short. So get ready for that one. Hopefully we get a car crash through there. Apple continues to go, guys. 249 and change, just keeps ripping up. Wow, that trade has been the disco ball right here, guys. $3 in the money. Just a huge, huge monster winner on this name. Apple just keeps going. 249, 250. I still would love to see this retest 251. My out is still going to be this 248. But okay, Square. All right, Square. What was it at?
Some
58?
weakness coming into some of the cruise lines here.
Back.
RCL back down 2% now. Looks like it wants to retest the low. Watch out, 41 even. That's that bottom. We take it. We're going short as we come back in here. Obviously, we mentioned they did not get any relief in that package. It doesn't mean that it might not be coming, but they didn't get it yet. So watch for this 41 to break. It's the opening range bottom. We'll take this one to the south side if we can get that little break right there. Just have on that Beyond Meat short. We're still at 71.58. That's trading just above that 70 even mark. So we're still in the money about $1.50, and that already took a third off for profit.
Good, yeah. Always nice to take some profits, especially in a day like today. Square 56. So I don't know. I was trying to find. I see your question. I told you I'd talk about Square a little bit. Maybe if it takes this 58 again, it's up too much today. It's up 9%. The market's up huge and still rallying. I'm not going to take a short into this name. I would say if it breaks 56, you're looking nice for a short. But 58 for a long even looks so much better. We know Square was up 20% yesterday. It's up another 9% today. So just be careful on your Square longs. Obviously, it can still go through 58, but it may be a little exhausted from yesterday's move. But on a daily chart, and again, you know, I have nothing to do. I'm just holding on to this $3 winner. 58, yeah, look, it topped out 58. Yesterday, 57 and change. Those are top. So I like 58 for a blowout here. Maybe that's a good call. I'll put an order in to go long 58 on Square.
Yeah, quick move. We talked about that just a few seconds ago on RCL, of course. You got that break of the opening range bottom right there at 41. We snag in there. 40.85 we're slipped to. Fortunately, we're able to catch some shares. We'll slap shot through. It's $1 over in the money right now. We've already taken 85 cents profits on a third of it. Looking for another leg here. Look at this bottom here at 39 even. We'd love to be able to get that. Wow! Arrows down on Royal. We just got very quickly in just a minute and a half. You catch an 85-cent move, then you're able to catch $1.30 on a $40 name. We're probably going to get at least a little bit of resistance here, maybe not too much, but who knows. At that 39 even mark, I'd like to see if we can't hold through it. If it tries to bounce back, maybe we'll reload here in the 40-50 range if it gets that far.
Yeah, and we've already got a nice little winner here. Well, we did until I wasn't paying attention. On AAL, so AAL does crash down. We get short 60s. It drops all the way into the 40s here. Let's see if this one can't keep going down. Very similar play there in some of these cruise lines and airlines now heading back down to the south side as it looks like the futures are continuing their move off of 25.25. We're right at that 2,500 level right now, so that could be a key spot here for either a turnaround or a continuation to the downside. So let's wait to see here.
Just got out the second leg there on Beyond Meat, 69.24. So a couple of dollars on that one. Still holding a third of this trade. We want to reload if we get into our target range. Also reloaded on Royal, which came all the way back off that 39, as we mentioned, a possibility. Brennan, what do you got?
iMac, guys, we were talking about this one a couple of days ago. There's some technology involved in the telehealth system in the U.S., so it had a huge pop 2 days ago, all the way up to 540. Big red day yesterday. We're moving back to the upside. 22% for iMac so far, guys.
Nice, good job there.
Okay, good look.
AAL continuing to fall down. We're short at 60. Not much really happening. I'm waiting into the 40s here. See if we can't there it goes. 47. Yes, nice little win there. So explode more money for us there, getting out some at 50, but it's not really moving the way we had hoped it would be. So we're out of about half here. All for winners, as you can see. This little arrow down is a short, but now we're starting to head back to the north side here on AAL. Our out needs to be around 16, so it's going to be about a 40-cent hit if we do need to take that. But right now it is moving around. AAL, watch the futures, man. This market takes off. Probably the airline does as well. Oh, that reminds me, one of my favorite graphics, a very simple one. The airplane coming into play right now.
And we just go break-even stop there on Royal. This is why you got to take profit going into that pre-market low. You see it move down and bounce off that 39. You get greedy with that last third looking for that little flush. You're able to take a good win. However, I'm not going to let this one go too far against me. If we hold below this little 41.50-ish range here, you're just looking at VWAP, we'll probably re-engage that short at some point. I am exposed in Beyond Meat to the short side, which we have been basically all morning long. We'll just check back in on this one, catching that downgrade, trying to bounce as the futures rally here, but this is now $4 off of the top.
Yeah.
Our last entry was at 72.50, and we're still holding well below that, so gonna hang on to this one to see if we can't bust through. This was the level, 68.80 to about 69. If we can get through there, a couple of dollars worth of a move to the downside before you get any kind of support.
Okay, yeah, we're getting out right now. We just got out about half of our AAL as it's making the move back up right now to that level of $16. But what's up, Reddit?
Yeah, a couple of people talking about Slack this morning, guys. Work technology moving higher, both in the pre-market and now in the session, up to 29 bucks, right back to these highs. They added more paid customers than expected in the February to March period, guys.
Okay, February to March.
Look
nice
there,
period.
Brandon.
Nice period.
That AYTU, I know, Brendan, you mentioned a couple of names that are definitely going to be in play and moving around a little bit. So I've done 3.5 million shares, but I'm more interested in Codex, which hasn't done a tremendous amount of volume, but I talked about 940 to 945, and unfortunately, right off the open, crazy action happening in Micron, got piled into that one and missed that trade. There it was. We did mention this one to you right before, saying Codex was probably a better place to be than some of the other random ones, and it already gave you that 50-cent move, about a 5% return on that little 940 breakdown. Watch out for this 880 as well. The stock's been sliding back in the last few sessions. If you want to have a quick look, sorry, that's not going to be it because that's frozen, but you can certainly see it's basically been retracing on all of these little gaps. You can go to yesterday's session, you go back when it does gap up, there has been more or less a retracement play being made in Codex.
They're not liking Micron here as that one just falls right through.
I'm glad I got away
We
from
should have realized that that was weaker and just shorted up here at 45 instead of not trading it at all. But we'll wait to see here. Micron coming back down. I switched over 48. I thought I put 48.40. Oh, I canceled that one. I'm going to get out of my Apple right now as it's falling back down, and we'll just try to take that out. I thought I put it out. There we go. We are out now there. 47.80. They're capturing that $2. Bullseye on Apple. My number one stock by far here today is Apple. But yeah, that one, I canceled the wrong stop order, but we still get out through that 248 break. So winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, and should have looked at that failure in Boeing at 175. I was looking for a breakout at 177 and then using 175 as a stop. But if you just use that as a resistance point for the sell, as the futures rolling over off 7,600 on the NASDAQ, a good place to be. And all I got is, like you said, you're only in that Apple, and I find myself just only in this Beyond Meat. So it comes down to the one thing I had the second most conviction. I actually had a lot of conviction in that Micron, which is just dead wrong there. But here comes that Beyond Meat down towards that 69 area. We're in the money about 250, as I mentioned. I want to see it break through before getting out. So we're going to allow it to travel through 69 and then see how far that move will take us down. We'll go a trailing stop. 169 is broken. Otherwise, for the time being, I am not moving my stop at the top end. It's still going to be that 73.50 mark, despite the fact we're now $4 away from it.
AAL is really, I have Beyond Meat long and an AAL short here. So you can see here, we did get out at that VWAP a little bit. I told you about half. So right now, we're just scratched on this stock. So if it continues to fall, that'd be fantastic. If not, we will wait to see a little bit more downside, hopefully on AAL. If not, we'll get out at 16. Like I said, it's a scratch right now. So we will wait to see on that one. But I was looking at some banks as well on this fall. BAC, we crushed that yesterday, as you know, Kevin. You saw that. I hope you're on the, I haven't even seen them today, but we'll see if you're on the chat. We'll check out BAC, the stock that was a great one yesterday.
Interesting look here on Nike right at the very top, up 3% here. Of course, got that, got some decent numbers through. Worth noting, right at 82 even. This is pretty much exactly 82 even. It broke it on the open, but right now 82 looking like a bit of a wall. I think you can take a shot here because it's a breakout opportunity through if it does it. Otherwise, when the market's going to be sliding back or resisting those highs, I'll probably slide into a bit of a short on Nike. I know it's a strong name, but we're going to work into something here. See if we can't get maybe 81.80 as an average price or so in front of that 82 and see if that wall holds up. Valeria, Chat Maestro, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, how are you doing out there? Are you having fun yet? Are you making money yet? Please share it with us. Share your trades with us. Share what you're doing right now. Where do you live? A lot of people are self-quarantined right now, so tell us how you kill, or on the opposite, spend your time with pleasure. Of course, guys, please share our video, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe for our channel. Please help our show to spread the world and more people to find us about us, and we can build the trading community. Back to guys.
All right. Yeah, good
Good
little sales pitch there. So we have Beyond Meat here. We're long here, 69.50. It's $1 and change in the money right now. We'll wait to see if that one can't get elevated right now. But those are the two positions I have: AAL short and Beyond Meat long. What is up, Brendan?
A couple of things, guys. MITT, we mentioned MFA. A couple of these mortgage REITs moving higher. This is another one. MITT up 60% on the day. Just posted this one in the chat. But Harley Davidson, guys, to the downside. Hog moving into negative territory. They withdrew their 2020 forecast today, guys.
Those hogs. Yes, we are going to.
Pigs get slaughtered?
Yeah, they are getting slaughtered. Yeah, where is that pigs get slaughtered thing? That's a good one. There it is. Yeah, this might be a little graphic, but here we go. Our Beyond Meat now $1.50 in the money, so that's still going up. We'll look to see something else here. Let's check out CGC. We did talk about some of those weed names, so we'll hit this and then take a quick look at CGC here. Moving to the upside, I thought it was 5+% at one point, and let's just double check. Yes, it still is 5+%, almost exactly. Now making that move. Let's take a look here. If it breaks through $15, where was it yesterday? Quickly, so the high yesterday was $14.50. So we are making this move. We've already taken out yesterday's high. This would have been a great spot, $14.50, to reload it. So maybe we'll wait to see if it comes back to that spot. But right now, CGC looking like it wants to continue to go. That's Canopy Growth, my favorite weed name for sure. Trade the best and the biggest if you're going to trade it.
Good look there, Michael. I see you noticed zoom on the way back up to that 143 mark. That's going to be an interesting level as Nike takes out, no, it does not take out that 82, which I thought. Looks like we got a bad trigger there, which means I'm going to jump right back in and go with the same trade again. But Zoom, as I mentioned there, through that 143 back again. I want to see buying and holding above that level this time. Otherwise, I'm going to stay away temporarily from that long.
Work, I know that Brendan talked about Slack, but that's still going to the top side here. Work added jobs, added everything, adding customers as well. I think it was 9,000 or so Brendan was talking about. And now you can see this. What a great bottom yesterday. Wow, $25 up to 29 right now on Slack. So let's see if that one can take out this 29. What's up, Brendan?
Back to small cap world, guys. Amorous here, AMRS up 24%. They launched a new hand sanitizer today. Held $2 in the pre-market. They were up to about $2.60. They also had some positive results. They're also working on a vaccine, obviously, for COVID-19, so some positive results there, guys.
RCL testing 41.50. Michael says yes. I'm still in this AAL. That's really the only one that we have right now. We do have Beyond Meat as well, looking to take a clean $2 off that. And we just go long work now, 29.05, and bang, right there. It's a quick 30 pennies. We'll take some off, and then now it comes right back down. But work, we are long now, $29. Let's see what happens if these futures can keep going. Wow, we're up 2.5% right now, guys. Wow.
Yeah, quick look here. Just have to fix my layout. Everything just froze there, but just give me a second here, Sean.
Yeah, that's fine. Work. Just looking at this work trade. This is where we're long. You can see this little tick here. That means that we're long. Anytime you see a little green tick here, maybe I can zoom this in just a little bit for you guys here. This little green little tick, that's we're in. And see that red? Bang! That means we're out. So right there, let's hit the smile. Another 30 penny winner right there. I just gave you that trade 2 seconds ago. We talked about it breaking through 29, and bang goes the dynamite right there to the upside on work. Let's see if this one can't keep going. We get out of a third, and yeah, that one was punched in the face. So there we go. Beyond Meat, also you can see this one tick down here, 69.68. I waited at 71.90. It got as high as 71.60. So I think we'll put another order there and see if we can't take a clean $1.50 off that one. And here we go. Work is getting escalated right now, and we are elevated because there we go, to the moon goes. Wow, work. Here we go, 40 pennies in the money. Great little trade there. We take that off that 29 break. Sometimes it's easier than you think, guys. Play those even levels and cash in that money. There we go, out at 45. Booyah, as the market going big time green. What is Apple at? Apple's actually not bad out. We take the long here at 246, climb, 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 take that out for a clean $4. Unfortunately, it breaks down below 248 and we have to get out for a ho-hum $2 winner, but we took our evil laugh on this one as that continues to go. Right now, long here, I'll show you, I'll put up our board here to give you guys an idea as Neil's getting locked and loaded again, so we'll update it, we'll put on our position board just to show you guys what we have. It's not huge right now. AAL is 20 cents out, Beyond Meat now only 60 cents in the money, was $1.80, you should have took it obviously. And now work just keeps going, guys. That one's a big one for us as work now 50 cents in the money. So yeah, it's been a good day to say the least. Drew, would you short work now? Well, I'm long right now, but this 29.60 is not a bad spot. I'm going to hold this until it breaks through probably this level. This is not a bad short, 28.66 or so. Drew, if you like that one, that's not a horrible spot either. And Tim, yeah, there you go. Boom goes the dynamite. So we got a little firework action for you there, Tim. I see you on the board there. Welcome. Tim's a good friend, so watch the show and we'll continue to destroy some of these names for you, as my eyes are everywhere. We have a lot of different charts open, a lot of different things happening here on the show. What I have up here, you're gonna always see me trading with a 1 minute chart to the side here, because a lot of the scalps we make, I've already made 43 trades. A lot of these trades will come in and out, so we do wanna show you the executions on a 1 minute chart as we now looking to take out 29.50 on work, Beyond Meat back to $1 in the money right now, and AAL will be out once it breaks through $16. So wow, what a market move today. We are now though ready, it looks like, with Brendan at the big screen for Happening Now.
Hey guys, yeah, 30 minutes in the books already. Let's have a look at North American markets. Nicely positive right across the board this morning. We were noticing, big time weakness to the downside about yesterday. 3% now in positive territory for the S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ, all 2.5+% in positive territory. So a nice look. Russell, small caps up about 2%. TSX here in Toronto, 2.5% to the upside. Down in Brazil, nice day as well, about 3.8% to the upside for the BOVESPA. We were talking about Embraer reporting a loss, quarterly loss, and also withdrawing their forecast for the first quarter. That stock's still getting hammered today. Hexo here, 30% to the upside in Toronto. If you're watching the TSX, all about cannabis stocks today. Nice move for Hexo, 30% to the upside. We've gone from 115 back to almost 150, guys, for Hexo on huge relative volume. So nice look. ACB as well broke the top from yesterday right off the bat this morning. 108 up to about 120, consolidating at the high. Check out the volume down here compared to yesterday. Big time relative volume on all of these names. Even Afria moving higher today, up about 8% already, just holding this 450 right now as a little bit of resistance for Afria. Some of the oil names kind of offsetting these gains, but cannabis stocks really strong so far, guys. Back over to you.
Yeah, well, talked about those cannabis stocks, and I wish I would have looked at them a little bit more early on.
I'm going to be absolutely sick about that Nike 82 level. We did mention it. Unfortunately, I had a bit of a system crash here for me. Short in front of it, reversal attempt, failure, and now $1.50 move to the upside. So we talked about that 82 level there on Nike. It was a fantastic one. The only position I'm going to have on as I come back is going to be that Beyond Meat, and it looks like it did travel a little bit further to the downside before coming back in, and I'm going to keep my stop, where it basically has been. I haven't had a chance to be able to reload. I was looking for something in the 72 range. It's gotten about to 71.50, 71.60 or so, and turned around a few times. We did take profits down at 69 for a 250 and about $1 on the first move, 85 cents on the first little move to the downside in front of VWAP. Going to hang on tight to this trade, start reassessing a few more. That Nike breakout was fantastic at 82. Wish we did have that one. I also want to have a look at Zoom. That's what we were watching right before I stepped away for a little bit there. It did break definitively through that 143 and hold. So this is what we're looking for. Unfortunately, I wasn't really in to be able to have that trade. You would have got about $1.50. So Michael, I really hope you caught that one.
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah, I'll look at that as well. We'll see. Yeah, long weed, short work. That might not be a bad one. Okay, Beyond Meat. We're going to wait for 71.60 here to take out $1. more than $2 on Beyond Meat if that one wants to go back up to the top side. Hopefully it does. Okay, work right now. I'll just talk about this quickly. We're going to wait to see if it breaks off the top here, 29.60. The stop order is in case it breaks down below 29. And what we mean by a stop order is if it ever reaches a certain level, then an action will be triggered. So that's what a stop order is, and we're waiting for that one at 29 even or so will be my stop order. Otherwise, let's let work continue to work itself out to the top side here. We've already cashed out twice, so we only have a third left. Willing to let the rest ride. Could be a mistake, but that's where my order is, and that's what work's all about.
One thing we haven't talked about at all this morning is oil. And the price of oil, they're actually down into the $23 range a barrel. So quick look over at XO1, which actually just went to flat on the session, but is bouncing rather nicely. So holding up well right now is ExxonMobil in the midst of that little bounce, or fall back down in the price of oil. I actually like that sentiment. It's going to give you a chance to maybe base out here in front of 37. So might take a shot there in front of 37 even on Exxon. And right now it's trading 37.40 or so.
Yeah, okay. On the trade of the day, I have to just tell that to these guys. Okay, Beyond Meat right there, $1.90 winner. That's why we hit that. And this is a good logo there. He goes, you have the meat in there, then the cow drops down, and then he goes, no meat. So there you go. So Beyond Meat right there, buying the 69.70. I tried to get more shares down here at 69. We failed that. And now we get out 71.50 for a nice little winner. So there you go again, guys. Feels like we're running around in this hamster wheel a little bit, but Beyond Meat, a nice little $1.90 winner there. Happy to capture that one. Apple's been great. MU's not great because it fell back down. $43 now. Wow, MU just continues to go down here. 43.60. We liked it at 45 up here. We were able to catch some nice shorts or some nice longs down here and sell, but right here, Micron still a very profitable stock for me, but not as much so if it would have just kept going up, god damn it. But here we go. Interesting day for us today, needless to say.
Yeah, I want to add to that XOM on a 37.50 break if it gets there, but Micron, look, watching this little bottom that it's making here, and we got 43.50 that's held many times. However, most of the volume a little bit above that. I do think it's going to try to base out. Here's where the trouble I think lies. You go over and look at what the futures are doing, and they're looking right at the top here. Do you bottom out here on the Micron and the futures roll over, and then you're looking at that low? The only thing I like about it is the fact that you do have a tight stop if you grab the long. So we'll go one more time dipping into the Micron waters, hoping that we can at least sustain some of these gains in the futures. We are long on that XOM. I did mention that one to you. That's in the money about 10 cents or so, 37.40 to the long side. But now looking at MU off of this 43, 60 to 43.30 bottom, 43.40 bottom. See if we can't pick this one up one more time.
Micron, yeah, yuck. Yeah, that one just not moving the way we thought it would for sure. Okay, let's check out MFA is another name here. We talked about that obviously early. This was up about 180% or something at one point, up to 255. And right now you're gonna, oh, I got shares. Right now you're gonna see here it trying to make its way down to $2. It did exactly do that, but right now we have MFA moving around 70 million shares. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I'm going to zoom out. The high is 255. So watch out for that. But if you do crash below $2, that's a decent little level. You could fade right back in. So MFA, I'm looking at you, buddy, if you do get to that $2 mark.
Yeah, we quickly came back and mentioned to you what was going on in the price of oil and how, relatively speaking, XO1 was holding up nicely. Look at this little bounce. Tried to chase it through that 37.50 break, unable to actually even get shares when we crossed. And usually it's pretty liquid, so you try to take 3 cents in slippage and you'll get some shares. Did not get it this time. I do like the opportunity to test that high 38 or so. We're going to see if we can't run up towards it. Right now in the money about 20 cents or so. Well, that's not too bad, but I'd like to see if we can't get more. Sorry, 30 cents or so.
Yeah, we always want to take more than that. Okay, work is now 50 plus pennies in the money, so that's a good little trade happening for us. We're long 29.05. We did talk about that. I'll tweet that out. Follow us on Twitter as well. We're busting out some of our trades over there as we speak. So if you are interested in that, follow us on Twitter. Please show us some support. Get us those numbers higher and higher. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. We're coming back, guys.
Finally, we get back in. First trade we look at, of course, is that XOM. We get that little break. We're unable to add more shares here at 37.50, but that's fine. We actually get a clean 50-cent move in front of the high of the day at 38. It was a nice little dip buy situation in Exxon, which held up so well. Also positive to negative story because 37.30 was the previous close. So a couple of things lining up there for that nice little breakout as the futures continue to run to the upside. We did pick up that micron as well. 43.79 is our price currently. We did try to add down here at 43.60. You can see this little line here, and the dot, that's just going to tell you the price at which I put my order in and the time indicated by that little dot there. I'd like to see us retest this 44, maybe get back up to somewhere in that pre-market mid-range and even be able to take 50 to 80 cents on that kind of a trade. You'd like to see it retest at 45. I can't tell you where that's going to happen. Already had one misstep in this name. Don't want to get too frisky with this. We're not going to let it break that low of the day of 43.40.
Yeah, and we're just tweeting out our trade here on work. You guys can see this one still going to the top side. We still have that stop order down here at 29. So work right now, definitely raining down that cash, and you can see all the profits we've made or lost down below there so far today. It's been an exciting day. Needless to say, we continue to see these futures making, again, new highs. Wow, was not expecting this at all. Let's check out Apple, still hovering around here. Apple underperforming right now, so alert to that one. What's up, Brandon?
Nautilus, guys, 2 days in a row here for NLS in New York. Another 32% today to the upside after a big move yesterday. Just broke 275 there on decent volume for NLS, guys.
Symbol S, Sprint? Oh, NLS. Okay, yeah.
Nautilus,
We'll
Nautilus, they're worth a look there.
Boeing up to 177. Holy crow.
It continues to be arrows down over there on Micron. That just breaks the low of the day as well. So you go long in front of that bottom, try to bottom pick as the market still running to the upside, and that just triggers out. Apologize for the wick here, but I want to indicate that JP Morgan moving up towards 97. Go to this little daily chart here. You can certainly see 100 going to be a very key level if we can get there. Market running, JP outperforming it right now, up 5.5%. As you can see, we're about to hit 76.60 on the NQ.
Wicked.
All systems a go. That Beyond Meat for me still working about $1 in the money. I'm not at my reload point. It's just sitting in the middle of the range, so nothing really to report on Beyond Meat. We're holding for that bigger win. I love the fact on something like this where you get this rally up in the market, you catch something with a downgrade, and it's really not participating as heavily. I really think I should be digging back in here at 72, get a little more aggressive with my re-entry. I'm not going to get the price that I want. It doesn't seem to have the strength just yet to give me that re-entry. Okay,
and I'm also in Cisco right now. We take that name. I love this name to the long side, especially with, this is just kind of a coronavirus name a little bit here, guys. Cisco going to the top side. We are long right now, and we do go short Walmart 108.90. So we'll see if that one, 108.97, sorry, breaking through 109. We are short Walmart right now, 108.97. Let's see what that one can do now as the market going topside. Was not expecting to get filled on this one, but here we go, bang! Hit that. I don't even have anything to hit anymore. Train wreck? No, it is not. Walmart to the downside. Let's go, baby. Just cashing in these winners all the way, guys. It's been a monster day here, and we have Walmart now short. We're down in the money now, 20 pennies, decent amount of shares. Let's go, guys. Cisco also, I talked about that one, long 58. That's a 10 penny winner. 40 cents on work, 30 cents on Walmart, 10 cents on Cisco. Let's go.
Breaking through the top there, Carnival Cruise through 1635. So you're watching these names now run further up, 10%.
Bye-bye,
we're
Cisco.
about to reach. So this is what's dragging the market up. It's worth noting where we're going to the upside and what is not coming in. It's upside on some of these tech names, but not including a name like a Micron, which is dying a very, very slow death still.
Yeah, and we just have winners everywhere. Alley-oop to the market, alley-oop to these calls, guys. Walmart to the short side, Cisco right here to the long side. That's 15, 16 pennies in the money.
XOM,
we're just crushing this name,
XOM just broke 38 through the top, so we got long 37.50 break. We then go long. We get it in front of that 38. We grab the long again when it breaks 38 even. Again, if you're going to be scalping like this, I think sometimes this is what we try to do. You can get out in front of a key level and then re-enter the trade in case it pulls back, allows you to get a better price. But it's continuing to move to the upside with the market, so we re-enter that trade in XOM.
Yeah, so 20 penny winner on Cisco, 20 pennies everywhere right now. We are ready on the big screen, upgrades and downgrades. This is awesome to watch, guys. Pay attention here. We'll be trading some of these names when we get back. What's up, Brandon?
Yeah, worth mentioning, guys. We'll have a look at what has been upgraded and downgraded today, see how things are moving around. I want to start with this one. Intel, really nice day. We were talking about it already quite a lot, 4.75% to the upside. Micron, Procter & Gamble there, and Wells Fargo all in positive territory. To the downside, yeah, there's Beyond Meat, about 2.5% in negative territory. We have Dropbox as well. Tried to go positive, but still kind of to the downside as well, about 0.6%. Oxy and Twilio. Look at Oxy, downgraded, but who cares? 10.8% to the upside for Oxy today. INTC, nice looking chart here as well. 54, a little bit of resistance, but nice tight consolidation happening near the high of the day. Look for another break to the upside for INTC. Beyond Meat, as we speak, breaking to the downside. 69 was support earlier. If that goes, this thing maybe at 65 pretty quick, guys. That's what's been upgraded and downgraded. Back to you.
Yeah, we've been talking about that Beyond Meat the entire time and holding this short. We had a very large target range entry that we mentioned in the pre-market was between 71 and 73.50. You can see us sort of getting a few fills in the way, on the way up, on the way down. When we rolled over at the top at 73, we added to that position. We've taken profit off. Our best exit was at 69.20. That was going to give us over a $2 win, and we're again in the money on this one, about 270. But I want that 69 break, as you mentioned, Brennan. You said we can get to 65 very quickly. I'll split the difference and be very, very happy if we retest that 67, which is in the middle of that 65 and that 69. So hanging on for dear life as the future is slowing down here, up about 3% on the ES. So if we can get any kind of a rollover, that would help us. XOM, that's my other position to the long side. That was the 38 break. We already took some profit out at 38.15, looking to see if we can't run the rest to continue what's been a fantastic upward trend. XOM up $1.50 right now from the bottom.
Hit the cowbells there. You put on the risk. You're getting rewarded right now as my net is right now at its day's high. Hit that dancing gorilla there. Look at Walmart. We picked that one up, 109. I give that to you. You all could have had that rate on the show as well. This is a 50-cent winner. You take a couple hundred shares, boom, you make your day there depending on what you're looking at. Cisco right now, guys. Thanks to Kevin on the chat there. He liked that call. I just picked this one. I love Cisco. I love that name. Breaking through 38.50 and bang. Another 30-penny winner on that one. Oh, you want 30 pennies? Here's work again. We are still in this one for a 30-penny winner, waiting to see if this one wants to get elevated to the top. Bye-bye, Walmart. Right now, 108.25. Bang, 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 bang. Just cashing in on these ones. Target fell 20 or 10% yesterday. Walmart to the downside right now. And guys, this is how you trade. Nothing but winners today. The only real misstep I had was AAL. So Walmart, bang, dollar winner. Here we go, guys.
Yeah, good look there, Mikey. You're absolutely right about those that turn. You're looking at Royal here, and you could have gone to CECL as well, but fading off of that high. So you had a pre-market high at 43.70, but it's back to that positive to negative story. And again, 42.40 was that previous close. That's where I think it's worth sort of picking up now in this range between there and this failed move at 43.40. So about $1 worth of a range to enter using the high of the day. If you like those shorts, this is not a bad place. I'm probably going to jump in another time here to the short. First one worked. Let's see if we can repeat that magic.
What's up, Brandon?
Another nice day, guys, for Virgin Galactic Space, up about 12.5%, moving higher through 16 this morning, all the way up to 18 and change now for Virgin. So 2 days in a row to the upside, guys.
Virgin again. I mean, I usually will go to this one when it's up and then get very picky about where I want to be shorting it. Just getting my trade locked and loaded, ready to go, of course, as we entered Royal Caribbean here. It's back into the positive range, but I do like this range to be able to get in between this 43.40 top using the high in the pre-market as a bit of an out there. The market keeps trying to roll over at the top, and we can't get more than like 10, 15 handles on the NQ before slowing down. We grabbed the short here at 94 on Royal. We got in the money about 40, 50 cents here, but we're looking to see if it can't retest that 42 even before getting some out.
Yeah, good thing we Walmart back to the top side here, but you can see we did cash out 108.20, 108.28 there, and all the way back down. So we just take some out here at 60, as we don't want to turn this one around. But right now we only have 20% of our trade left. So yeah, crying baby, no more here today. It's been a fantastic day, guys. I hope you're able to keep up with the moves I'm saying here on the chat. area talking about that. If we're moving too fast, let us know. Oil right now down 3.5%. That's a tough one right now. Look at work back here, another 48 penny winner here as we continue to go to the top side here on this name. I don't know. I mean, this market is a great one today.
Yeah, this spread here on RCL, it was just at 20 pennies or so, so a lot of uncertainty, big moves to be had, and this is why you take targets on this $40 name. You're thinking of taking dollar wins here, $1.50, whatever you can try to get here. That's what it's all about. XOM bounces off 38 once again, so I'll slide back over. That is our long position. The only long that I actually have on right now is XOM, holding that 38 for the time being. I want to see it break through this 38.19 high, and then we'll see if we can't hang on to it. I've just rolled my stop to very close to break even. Was going to give it to about 80 or so, but now we've gone closer to break even as we're holding above 38. So don't want to turn a winning trade into a loser. That's the idea.
Attaboy. Micron right here, guys. We're going to wait to see if it breaks above 44.40, and then we'll try to get another long in Micron right here, breaking through VWAP. Let's just see. Obviously, the bottom was $1 ago, so I don't like paying the top, but sometimes you got to pay to play. So we're going to wait to see here if Micron can take this out 44.40 or so. We'll try that again. It's been weak, so I kind of feel like might not be a good one.
Thanks for the reminder there. I haven't even looked at Dave & Buster's today. Right now, bracing on its high, 1550. It just made about a 10% move bottom to top in the last 30 minutes or so. And as you literally said the word play, it's at 1550, that top right now. Let's look for a breakout through there. This is a name that I've been fighting to the short side, and I'll probably take a few shots at it if it fails at this level. But otherwise, it's looking to break that top. 1550 will go stop by. If I get a chance to short in front and reverse, we'll be open to that idea as well. But we're right here, right now on the offer.
Okay, and we'll put up our positions here. I know it's been a little bit, and people, maybe it is a bit too fast to follow what we're doing here. So we'll put these on right here. Okay, Cisco, Kevin, we talked about that. That was our trading floor, empty. Cisco right now, 16 pennies in the money. We've been scalping that out. Cisco's not a big mover, so we take more shares and then get out as we go. I'll put the chart up on that in a second. Walmart's a 50-cent winner to the downside right now, short 109. We've talked about that. And work is right now a nice little cowbell for me. That's 50 plus pennies in the money on work. But that's what we've got with us right now. I've got 3 positions. My net's at an all-day high right now, so we're happy with that. And we'll just wait to see these trades come through, guys.
Yeah, and there goes play, breaking through that 1553. I mean, the timing couldn't have been even more perfect there. We did get a shot to look at this one and reverse into the long at 1553 on that 1550 break. We'll see if we can't scalp some, if he gets about 20, 30 cents or so. The other position we have, and I'll throw the board on as well, just so you guys can quickly get an update. We do have that Beyond Meat. We've been hanging on to this basically all morning long, and I'm not going to take this one off. We either re-enter this trade in front of our 73 mark, we got 72.40, or it breaks at 69 and we get a home run. In the middle, I really don't care. Play moving to the upside, we're along that one at 1553. That's in the money, about 20 pennies or so. But XOM making a secondary push here, 38.02 we have to the long side. So we'll get rid of the position board and now manage some of these trades. I want to get some scalp out here on Dave & Buster's in this 1575 range and see if we can't hold on to the rest.
What is this Signet, Joe? 920 or so on Signet here. I don't know. They did have a good report, obviously up 25%. Seems to be a lot here, but Signet right now, we'll see if it's going to break through 920 and see if it can hold this rally a little bit. Okay, we are ready though with our small cap recap for the day, and it's going to be one that we talked about early. Let's see how it's performed over at the screen with Brendan.
Yeah, we'll talk about a couple of these guys, including one of those mortgage trust, little teeny tiny REIT that's going crazy. GPMT mentioned it right off the bat this morning, but IBIO, yeah, we were talking about this one about 925. If you joined us in the pre-market, it didn't really amount to much. 140 up to about 150 was resistance here. If you had that in the pre-market, congratulations, great short. But overall, once the market got open, really didn't do much as far as movement goes. CODX. Moving to the downside. This one did give you an opportunity at 940, so a bit of a pivot here in the pre-market around that 940 area. If you go back to yesterday's spike high, guess what? 940. So you draw the line across, came back to that exact number, and then proceeded to fall about $1. So a nice move there for CODX to the downside this morning if you caught that one. The other one, yeah, this GPMT, crazy. These little teeny tiny mortgage REITs going nuts this morning. MFA was the other one we talked about, but GPMT gave you a little pivot there at 540. If you were watching, it happened really quickly, but broke that 540. Traded all the way up to about $8. So nice move for GPMT today too. Guys, that's a couple of small caps. Back to you.
Wow, look at Square 58. We talked about going long Square through 58 again. I hope you did have that one. I'm going to call up Square in a minute here. I gave you guys this 58 long break right here. I forget who it was in the chat, but we were talking about Square. I didn't put my order in, a missed opportunity, but look at this. Great little trade if you did take that. I gave this one to you guys right here. Square long 58. It travels all the way to 59.20. Now we'll look to see if it can fade back through, but I am not shorting Square. We already talked about that one, but that's another great name to look at. Here's the Cisco chart. I told you guys we talked about that. Bang, bang. 2 longs down here and then out all at the top. So it's been a great trade so far on Cisco. We only have 20% left of that trade.
XOM, of course, has been a bit of a rocket ship to the upside. We did start this one down here at VWAP on the first little pullback. You wait for this to turn around. You talk about oil being down a couple of bucks there and XOM showing relative strength. We catch it when it goes from negative to positive at 37.30. We add to that position. We get out, for about a 50-cent win. Clean, get back in at 38. We take some out of 20s. We just got another 50-cent win. So bottom to top, you take this move here, you can capture over $1 by getting in and out several times, which is what we've done on XOM. I will get you back over to that Dave & Buster's play. See what we try to do there. Up almost that 10% mark. We did take some out on that 15.50 break at 75 for a 20-cent win, and we'll see if we can't run the rest. Now going to move my stop to break even to make sure, like I say, we don't turn that winning trade into a losing trade.
Okay, yeah, and this is what we do, man. We try to put in our stop orders and make sure that we're on you guys for the right prices right now. Cisco, I'm still waiting for this. I only have 10% of the trade left. I'm still waiting for 39, so we'll see if that one can come through. But we've been taking it out. You can see a lot of the profits being taken down on this name today. Delta Airlines is another one that a lot of you guys are asking about. So that's a New York stock, and there it is, Delta. We'll see what that one's doing. Looking at it a lot. Whoa, straight upside. Yeah, $31.50 was the bottom here today. It makes that about $9.47, and then straight up $3. So we are near the high. I do like trading off of some of these highs, so maybe we'll continue to go long. I do want to look also at some of the casino names soon. That should be interesting for me. Yeah,
you mentioned Virgin Galactic there a little bit there, Sean, and you know, I see it try to grit through that 18 even mark. It fades one time when it gets to 18.20, comes back in, retests, fails again at 18. Probably for me, a place to jump into the short. You can see that bottom here at 17.50. If we take that one out, probably going to be an entry point there. Another one if we bounce back up into the middle of that range, so 17.80 or so. You can use 18 as your stop. You can use 18.20. You can use both for half your position. For 2 halves of your position. I like both those approaches there. So 17.50 break will be short. 17.80 entry will probably do that as well.
Okay, that's a good one. We're going to wait to see if Microsoft can take off the top here as well. Up a nice little 4%. Wow, back to 153. We did notice Microsoft was relatively weak though. So if Microsoft does fade back down, I don't mind a break as I look at the charts. I don't know. I mean, can we get all the way back down to 151.50? That might be a good little short here on Softy. 151.50. Let's play that to the short side or a break on the top side here. But I do like Microsoft breaking this little level here, 151.50. You can see bounce, 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 bounce. It just bounced off here a bunch of times. So if we can get below that, I think we will take that short in Mr. Softy.
It's been all upside here, and we'll just take a step back and look at the overall futures, guys. We're up at 25.60 on the ES. Very, very close to those highs, and I've usually been, a lot of times you'll hear me quote the NQ. It's just a preference thing. 7,700 is what we're turning on right now, so significant level here on the Qs, while the ES as well, basically holding 3% to the upside. If we roll over, I am positioned 2 shorts and 1 long. We do have Royal to the short side. The only long I have is that breakout in Dave & Buster's, and you know what, like I said, if you can't beat them, join them. There's been some decent trades on retracements in Dave & Buster's that we've made money on, but I've also been missing out on the upside if you want to look at it the last few sessions, and even today when it bottomed at 14, you give you a 10% move, and we're late to the party, but we have a long trade that's in the money for us right now at 15.50.
Here we go. We're going to take Apple to the long side here if it breaks through 251.30. It's been hovering around that price for a bit, so we'll see if we can. There we go. So now we are long. You can see that by the indicator right there. We are now long into this Apple trade. Let's see if we can get going back to 252. We talked about it struggling through 249. We do get that break, so let's see if it has legs to go to the top side right now. Long Apple 251.35. So it's basically flat right now. This name could move a lot. So get ready, get buckled up. Right now, we're in Apple, guys.
Absolutely. Buckle up, and you can always buckle up into your Peloton. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Look at this ridiculous
chop into that? I don't know.
Maybe you buckle the your feet in on the bike there. Who knows? I know they're getting a lot of competition. It's been a big runner. Today, not so much. So what I note here is a stock that's been basically doing this from the bottom, 17, running into resistance at 28. And we talked, if you follow the show, we talked about why it ran into resistance. That was the high on the IPO day, of course. So it's kind of natural that it does that. It's been consolidating the last couple of sessions around 25, and for it to not participate in this move to the upside, it makes me want to fade it. So if we can roll over here, I really do like this one to the short side using 25 or 24.95 as your top. It's been struggling to extend that move, so might want to jump into this one. If the futures come down here, you're going to see probably Peloton go from positive to negative. That'd be at 24.50, but I like this one in front of 25 even.
So we're seeing if Apple wants to go here. We're long right at this price. Will the futures get going here? That's really the case. Apple, 25.70. We got as high as on the futures. I mean, that little tick was 72. We'll see though. It looks like it wants to fade back down as the S&P could break this 25.50. That would be a problem for the Apple long. So we're waiting and hoping that this one can go. But if the futures break through here 29.50, we could be in a little bit of trouble. So I'm just noticing here, this is still on H. So got to put this to M20, guys.
Yeah, futures contract, of course, on the M contract, whether you're looking at the S&P 500 or you're looking at the NASDAQ. That RCL that we worked ourselves into, my price here is 43.07, but look at this tight consolidation. We're at the top in the futures. Like I said, you can go two different stops here. I am going to have some of this to stop at 43.40. I don't want this to break and have the entire boatload here in case it runs to that pre-market high, so I'm going to adjust to go with a couple of stop areas on this trade just to give us a little bit more flexibility to hang on to this one in case it tries to run to the top side without actually breaking the high. I don't want to be completely out of this short. The futures are holding at this top, and I just feel like there's so much potential in a rollover that I want to be overweight to the short side here. I think there's just more room for profitability if we have that side.
Yeah, we are more overloaded long, but our winner right now to the short side, our biggest one right now is Walmart. That's a 70-penny winner now. We still hold this short 109. There's more to come. I don't have any bids at all on this name, so we will wait to see here if we can crack down below 108, because like Neil said, if we do roll over, then all of my longs will look small compared to this win that we'll have here on Walmart. So we're going to wait to see that one. Apple, we're still hovering around, guys. We do have risk on this name. I'm still thinking 252 is going to be in the cards. We're going to use, I put a stop order and I think it was 250 even. So if we get all the way back down here, look, we will take that dollar hit, but hopefully that doesn't come through. We've already destroyed Apple today, and obviously you guys saw that shot that I made. If you did not, hopefully we can get that back and put that live on the show. Probably the best thing that's been on this show in a very long time, that little free throw I made there.
That's more like a 3. I don't know if it's a free throw. Free throws are like
that was a little bit longer than a
little bit longer.
Free throw.
It does remind me of the
look at work, guys.
The Christian Laettner shot, the turnaround jump shot. If you guys don't know what that is, go look it up. Christian Laettner, great shot. One thing
that wasn't really a turnaround. That was just a.
It was, well, it is kind of a turnaround shot.
Little touch right there.
It's a turnaround. I call it a turnaround.
Trades,
it is what it is.
Shoots threes. What does this guy? What don't I do?
Have we traded Zoom today?
We can look at Zoom.
I traded Zoom and I actually had a lot. You know what? I'll pull your chart up. Mine just froze again. So if you want to take a quick look at Zoom, some interesting levels coming up. I'll just try to reload
Zoom. Okay, so Zoom right now, yeah, mine's frozen on New York. There it goes, NQ. Okay, so Zoom right now, 146 in change, looks to be the top. 5%, yeah, actually look, 146.50. We're still kind of in this chop area. I don't know if someone was asking about Zoom on the chat or not, but it's not. I'm not in love with this. You could break down below 144. I do like that call though. A 144 break to the downside. Actually, I really like that.
That's a short
call.
that I was going to mention.
Yeah, so good look on that. If Zoom does come through, Brendan, what you got for us?
Thursday, guys, 10:30. That means natural gas numbers. Let's have a look at the natural gas storage in the U.S. was expected 25 billion cubic feet drawdown. Came in a little bit bigger, 29 billion cubic feet drawdown. Not huge numbers though, and futures really not responding, guys.
It doesn't look like Cisco wants to go either, but
no.
So Cisco, we've cashed out a lot on that one. Uh-oh, what happened there? I just got something just went through. Oh, Signet Jewelers, I did not get the long, but it just does break through 20s there. Holy shnikes. My order goes up to 25. It breaks through 20. Look at this. I just, again, hit the confetti. Let me know in the chat if any of you guys got that trade there on Signet, because it does break through 920 there. We miss it. We get some shares right now, but what a great break that was through 920. I hope you guys got that one. Unfortunately, I did not, but so now I'm long 35s. Ho-hum.
Yeah, and quick look over there. You talked about that zoom. I did put that stop in for that 144 break to the downside. Another way to play that, of course, would be to just use the top. If you want to be shorting in front of it, watch out. RCL, we got half out there on that first stop. Watch out, 43.80. I'm not going to let that go. I think he had a home run if it goes to the downside, but if it takes the top off, they've been so strong. I don't want to sit here and throw away those profits. Beyond Meat now heading down towards 69 again. It's tested it a few times. I need it to break so we can get that big home run trade. We have short 72.40. It is in the money, a couple of $3. I've explained why we're not taking it up for a $3 win. I'm looking to catch 5. We have taken 2/3 out for profit, so it's not that we're getting greedy. It's just the structure of the trade.
Yeah, that's good, and that's the thing. You got to have structures, or else we're going to be in trouble here. Okay, Signet Jewelers, talk about structure right now. Here it is. That's a nice little 20-penny winner. I hope you guys have that. I may go up in smoke here. We're not sure. We are long 935 right now. I've been cashing some out in the 40s. Again, a low dollar name. You can take more shares. So that's why we start to scalp it out. We don't pay, man. There it is, 947. Hello, little Street Fighter. We've got a whole bunch of winners on right now. Apple, 27 pennies. Cisco, 7 pennies. We just get into Microsoft right now, long that name as well, as the future's taking out the top here, Neil. Let's go.
Yeah, wow. Play. Big time move to the upside as we're trying to load here. But
bingo, bango.
Through 16. I got to take some of this off. We're at that 7,700 mark. In case it doesn't go, I'm just going to take 70 pennies. I actually was not expecting a 16 break. And the second you said it, I was basically another 40 cents in the money on that Dave & Buster's play. So what a breakout that's been. It's a pre-market. You look at the opening range pre-market high break trade. It's a very simple structured trade. And this one gives you a very, very quick 70-cent move. Still going, actually.
Guys, Microsoft, we take it all out there. I didn't even realize I had an order to get everything out. And bang! Slap shots. Check the winners below, guys. Look at this Microsoft trade. I gave this one to you, breaking through 153.50, or sorry, 153.30. That's where we get it. We get out in the 80s, guys. That's a quick 50 cents. No problemo. And check out this Apple trade. We go long, 251.30. We've had that for a bit. Bang, bang, bang. Now we're catching this one. That's a 70-cent winner. What? Signet Jewelers. Hello. That's a 20-cent winner. Look, guys, the winners are here. Follow this guy. Check the numbers at the bottom. Follow Neil. He's got Beyond Meat. We've got everything working for us now. What a fantastic day. How'll this get any better? Signet Jewelers, Walmart,
and you know
Apple,
what, guys?
Cisco.
You get a move like that. I had that top level in Peloton that we're trying to get. We paid for those shorts, made sure we got those locates. Relatively cheap, actually, now that I mentioned it, but we did get in front of that 25, just under the gun. 24.95 at the top. That push in the futures got us in, but you got to have a stop. And this is why, I know, Michael, you were talking about RCL. It breaks that top off. You've got to get out of that trade when it does it, right? You got to have a stop. It's now at 44.50. You make sure you get out at that 43.80 mark. You save yourself an extra $1, which is what it's going to be right now. Otherwise, you turn the wins from earlier in the short into a losing day on a stock which should have been good. So here's the top right now in Peloton. I told you the reasons why we're going to fade this one in front of it, but rubbing up on that high is 7,700 taken out on the futures just now.
Yeah, this is, what a day I put in the chat, guys. Everything we touch is just going to gold right now. Look at Apple, $1.40 now in the money. Hit the sirens. Wake up, everyone. This is a big day. 251 there, all the way up. Bang, bang, bang. We hit Apple early as well. This is a monster winner off this 246 long. It's now at 252 and change. The market is rallying, boy, and now we get this going up even more. Everything cashing in. Our Walmart is short, and that's 60 cents in the money, so that's a short. We have everything on board right now. Hope you enjoyed the show. Man, I'm exhausted already, and it's only 10:35. The winners are plentiful right here, guys.
And the best thing about a move like this in the market is when you catch relative weakness, it is absolute gold. This is what Beyond Meat has done. We've been straight to the upside for literally 2 hours in the market, and Beyond Meat since the open has been weak. Look at it. It's going to, when it breaks this 69, floodgates should open up. If you're late to this trade, one thing you can certainly look at is this consolidation here. If you want to participate, you can now use 70.50 as a bit of an out. Wouldn't be crazy even if I were to slide my stop to 70.50 and then think that we could re-enter the trade at 72. And as I see it here, crazy not to do it. So I'm going to throw a trailing stop in at 70.50. If it breaks there, we'll try to get a re-entry point between 72 and 73. That would lock in a couple of dollars with a profit, and I can re-enter the trade on a 69 break as well. So lots of ways to be able to participate in this short, even if you don't want to hang on to it still.
Yeah, Neil, you're just a crazy guy there.
Right.
Yeah, Beyond Meat moving up here. Look at Signet, guys, back to the highs here. We're long this one, 25 cents in the money. We're long Walmart, 50 cents in the money. Our Apple comes out on this 251 break, 251.50 break, so we capture that. But look at this, cashed everything out at the top. What a great trade. They were able to get out of our Microsoft for 50, 80 cents or whatever it was, able to get out of this trade for 80 cents as well. And now we're flat on Apple. We still got Cisco long, we got Walmart short, and wow, Signet to the top right now. That was one of the best trades. We wait in the weeds for that one. I give that one to you guys live on the show. Look, the show's free, and I'm just handing out money. What's up, Brendan?
Some of the solars, guys, getting a bit of a bid today as well. Look at Canadian Solar here, CSIQ up 17%. Not much on the actual intraday movement, but look at the daily chart. We're all the way back to 1840 here at the top for CSIQ. This entire group, though, very strong today, guys.
All right, all right.
Good look there, Brennan. I think I'm going to try to get a few more shares into this Peloton trade again. You know, I wanted to be getting those 90s, those 95s in front of 25 even. Looks like it's going to give me a potential entry around its 85 range. It's such a thinly traded name, and it's only done 600,000 shares. So ultimately, you have to take the shares where you can get them. I do like the opportunity that if we turn around in the futures, we should be able to test that low. You're just not seeing a relative strength in this one, so it's very similar to my Beyond Meat play, in where you're just finding a name which is having a lot of trouble breaking through the top, and then if you get a flush in the futures, you should get that breakdown. So we got space short. Actually, we'll do the board right now to talk about what we do have on. We find ourselves all short side. We do have one long, ignore that AYR. It's not going to move a heck of a lot, but I am positioned long, expecting it to get to 32, the deal price today. Peloton to the short, 24.88 is our price. Want to be adding anything in front of 95. Short inversion at 17.60. That's basically flat. Just looking again if it can hold that high. I like that one to flush as well. And of course we have that Beyond Meat still short at 72.40. That's been a good one. Going to add on a 69 break. Going to trail this one to 70.50 as well.
Yeah, Beyond Meat. Let me see. Oh yeah. It's well below now. Yeah, it's gonna break 69 for sure. That's gonna be a good one. XOM. We can look at that because oil now back to the upside. Brendan, what you got, bud?
Baxter International just breaking out here a little bit. Just popped up on a volume scanner. Big buyer stepping up there, taking out the high. So another one. BAX up 7% today as the market tried to go there, coming back a little bit, but this one's still in day high territory. Anyways, guys.
All right. Baxter International, good name there. We'll check out on that one as I'm just looking for more names here. I want to step into some banks maybe at some point, but we did talk about XOM here bouncing around. It's up another 2% with oil hovering around $24 a barrel. There could be something here on XOM, but again, a little choppy for me. There is a nice little move down to $38. If we can get back into that range, I think XOM might be worth a look on that one. But right now it's 10:40. We will be doing trade of the day at 11, so that's coming up soon as well. Wow, look at Softy. That name just continues to go as well, up to 153, or actually 154. That's where we cashed out. But now Microsoft making that move back down. 150 is a good short. We're going to wait for that.
And here comes that bid on the Beyond Meat. Now that I basically said I'm going to take the short on the break of 69, what that allows you to do, and it's the first time we're able to finally do this, is get on the bid out in front of it. Now, if we can take this one out here in front, you're only taking whatever it is. If you get out in the teens or so, if you get out at 05, let's call it, but if you get out at the 20, you're risking that 20 cents that you're not going to take as profit, and maybe whatever slippage through that break at 69, which is fine. So it's about 30 to 40 cents that you're not going to have in the overall move to lock in $3 now and then jump back in the short as it breaks just now on Beyond Meat. So we get back in on the break at 68.87, perfectly fine. You risk it just in case we don't get that rollover and it bounces. I wanted to be able to add back in, so we quickly take a $3 winner on the rest of it and are back into the short, still with that target at 67.
Good, yeah, nice little $3 there on Beyond Meat. Great trade there. We took our dollar on the long, or $1.90 on the long, and there's a better trade on the short. So that's a good one.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you hold it all day. You hold it all day long in a downgrade, but there's scalp trades to be had.
Oh yeah.
That 69 level gave you a couple of scalps. One of them would have been a couple of bucks. It gave you $1 as well. We're now back into this one, but I got to get over to Virgin Galactic. It's kind of like my Achilles heel on any kind of an up day. You're going to always see me try to short this one. If we get the V1 VWAP breakdown here. So we get to 1765 short. You see us work this entire range, 1750 to that 18 or so, and then work the range to the south side. And now as it gets down to 17, we'll see if we can't take 50 pennies off on another leg of this trade. We got VWAP for the first trade. We'll take 50 cents off for the second little leg here, and then see if we can't retrace through 17 even. If we do that and the futures continue downside, I feel like this is a name which can retest at least 1650 or so, if not that 16 even mark.
Okay, we are ready, I believe, at the big board with Brendan, and it looks like it's our sector watch. So let's throw it over there to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, nicely positive still for the S&P 500. We'll have a look at what is leading things to the upside today. Nice move so far, 3.5% still, even with this little pullback that we're getting right now. Healthcare stocks, I want to start with these ones. It's the equipment makers that are leading today. Pharmaceuticals a little bit in positive territory, but not as much. Yesterday we saw kind of vice versa. Pharmaceuticals were higher, equipment makers to the downside. So that is not the right screen. We'll get the board back here. Sean liking sector watch. There we go. So yeah, healthcare equipment makers here, DGX, LH, HCA, and ALGN all up about 7 to 10% on the session, where some of the pharmaceutical names not as much. Come over to this side, some of the banks really leading this rally back to the upside today, especially the diversified financials, COF, AXP, and CME, all 8 to 11% to the upside so far today. Tech stocks also in positive territory, led by ADS, about 8% to the upside. We have ANSS, DXC, and Oracle, 6.4%. Nice day for Oracle. There are a couple of these that are red though. XRX there, 6.5% to the downside. A few other ones in the semi group, not Micron though. Micron really strong. Energy stocks are also strong. MPC, Oxy, and HFC, the leaders, 11+%, all in positive territory. Bit of a mixed session though overall when you look at this from afar. A few individual names to the downside still. Look at Target there, 8%. Overall 3.3% to the upside for the S&P. Let's go back to Sean.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. We got Microsoft long as well, 152.62. We just tucked in that one, trying to play off a 152. So we're going to see here if Microsoft can hold this level. It's already a 30-penny winner, 152.62. We are long, but there are some big quotes hanging around on this name. So as the futures continue to go, we are going to have to watch this name. But right now, 152.62. We'll take some out right now on Softy for a nice little 40 cents quickly, guys.
Looks like we just bounced off of my order on Virgin here. Unfortunately, we had an order right here at 17.19 or so. Bounces off that price back into VWAP. I of course have a stop. Slid from 18 now to this 17.80 high. I'm not going to be reloading that position. Peloton still holds in the money for me. Gonna go over the new structure of the trade in Beyond Meat, because we entered it when it broke that 69. So the new stop is now at 70.50. We talked about that level. I already had it in, so there's really no adjusting to do. Sure. I think you can add in front of 70 even on any kind of pullback. I want to stay net short this name. The futures have not really come over here. Only 50 handles and then bouncing on the NQ. So the strength in this market, holding up 3.5% is absolutely tremendous, at least so far today.
Guys, here's another dollar. Here's a dollar on Microsoft. We just took some out there for 80 cents at the top. You guys know we're long 152.62, so a little bit of a face drop right there. Face slap, I guess it is. This is the jaw drop. Here we go. So there it goes. Yeah, so big trade here happening already on Microsoft. If we can zoom this in, I just took it down here. You can see 152.63. Bang, out right here for 30 cents. Bang, out right there for 80 cents. And we did go a dollar into that money, 153.60. So we're going to wait to see. Still have a third left on this one. But right now, Microsoft continues to get destroyed as we still have the third left. This was a great trade. And here comes another one. Microsoft, big time. Walmart still on that short. So we're going to wait to see if we can't continue to cash this one in. But here we go. Nice little move up on Softy, guys. The fun continues on the show. I hope you're enjoying it.
We talked about that Codex a little bit, continuing its slide to the downside, but positive to negative would be at $9. You can see it holding just a tick below that right now. It does have a nice definitive low of the day here. It has an 880, but look at this level here at 890, which is holding. I do like Codex to maybe break down through that. So, if you catch a break at 890, worth a little bit of a short, I'd probably put a stop on a tighter one at 9, just given the time of day. You don't want to get too frisky on one of these. In case it does this, it's a nice little bounce. But on a breakdown, yeah, take the momentum. It's done 1.5 million shares, 890 break with a 10-cent stop, and then see if you can't hang on through the low of the day. Once it gets 10 cents in the money, you can always trail it as well.
Yeah, check these scalps, baby. I'm putting these on our chat right here about Microsoft, and we're still long 1/3 of the trade here on Mr. Softy. It keeps going upside. This is the trade we have on 152.62 right now. We're in the 40s, so it's a 75-cent winner in 2 minutes there. So you're welcome. A little psychedelic action right there. What up, Brandon?
Yet another little mortgage trust, guys. This one, ladder LADR, 47% now. Nice looking chart here. We're kind of consolidating right at 550, so that one could break either way. This thing's been just crushed over the past couple of weeks, but LADR moving higher, guys.
Good look there, Brendan. Another name we talked a little bit about Cheesecake Factory. Big time pullback to the upside. However, we're still down on the session. 19 looks like it's going to be a bit of a level on this, and you've seen this structured trade a couple of times as we're holding out in the highs. Look for something that you sort of like to the south side that maybe has bad news, which gives you a good price entry point. And this is very similar to what we just pulled off over in Virgin Galactic, and we're still actually in that trade in the money with a 1765 short. Look at this 1820. You break down here, you've got this 1820 to 1850 range as an entry point, starting with the breakout at 1820 to the downside. So we'll get that stop order. It just goes. So forget the stop. We'll try to manually get into this one as it just broke out that 1820. You want to be adding to this one in between 20 and 50, then use maybe the high of the day, or you can use that 50 as your stop.
Okay, good breakdown there. And thank you to Tim. Yeah, Neil's great at breaking down trades, so that's fantastic. Follow him, and you'll be able to see what he's doing. Here we go, though. The market is coming back down a little bit. Let's dump a little bit. There we go. We cash out right there. So once again, another 30-penny winner there taken for you guys on Softy. I don't like these futures crashing below this 25.50. We've talked about that level a couple times, so we'll try to stay away from that name. Microsoft getting, well, we just got out. Maybe it was a bad out, but we just got out right now for our 30-penny winner just to cash in on this long. Bang, bang, and now bang. So Microsoft throwing the cash around today. My net's at day high right now. We do have our Walmart. The only position we have short right now is this Walmart short right here at 108. So we've already cashed in. It's never even been this low where we cashed in. So we'll see here if the futures do fade out. Walmart for the win, baby. I may not do too much more, as I'm going to have the trade of the day in about 12 minutes or so at 11 o'clock. And then we wait and see. But the market doesn't sleep. So still up a nice little 3%. Lots of trades to be had, guys.
Money never sleeps. You're absolutely right about that. I heard that quote somewhere. If you guys can figure that one out, I hope you can. If you're a trader, you should. Peloton bouncing down off of that 25 level that we talked about. I want to get that first leg off below VWAP here for a 20-cent scalp. The entire day's range is about 70 cents. So if you can get a third of that for some of your shares, why not go ahead and do that? But we do want to see if we can't get more the entire time, and why we're positioned to the short side. And I will update the position board as I mention this. We're very top heavy at that 3% mark in both the futures, the NASDAQ and the S&P. So I have all shorts on right now with the exception of a buyout. Don't worry about that. Peloton 24.88 to the south side, about to take some off on the bid for quick scalp. We did just jump into that Beyond Meat again at 69, of course 68.87. Still have some Virgin Galactic at 17.70. That's down to 17 even. So we just took some off there for another one in front of that 17, looking for that break of the even dollar area to get a bigger win on that. I'll actually review that one as well. There we go. Let's go. No, I accidentally hit arrows up.
What was that? Oh no,
I meant to hit arrows down. Sorry, guys. We'll go over to that Virgin Galactic trade. We did take some off here at VWAP. We just got the next leg out at 17.15, 50-cent win. Now we're looking for the breakdown through 17 even to give you that maybe 70 cent to $1 win on the last third. You're only risking about 40 to 50 cents at the high end. Realistically, for me, about 25 to 40. There's the breakdown through 17. I'm looking to get anything down around this 16.75 range. Otherwise, I will now trail it to 17.50 to make sure you don't do what? Turn a winner into a loser.
Yeah, exactly. That's your thing there, and that makes a lot of sense. Okay, we get in and out of Microsoft there, breaks through 25. We get out right away. I don't like that short, so it's a quick 5-cent winner, but we're not going to hit anything for that one. We did not like it, so we got out. I don't like the short right now. The market it already broke through that 25.50. If we can break this down, to my opinion, it's just hovering right now. It needs to come into this area. 25.20 would be a great break for me to hold any shorts, but I I say that, and we have a 70-cent winner right now on Walmart. But this trade, we've massaged this trade throughout the whole day here. This is a 1-minute chart. I saw the questions. Great trade there by Modern Investor. I saw, shout out to you guys or to you on the chat there. Long $21.
Oh, yeah.
What a great break there on BAC, defending that bottom. That's exactly what I did yesterday. Missed it today, but good look on that one. I make it out of half of my Walmart.
And you know what? Buying calls are, look, we trade equities. You're going to see us do that. We don't have options on our platform, but that doesn't mean that you can't express some of these same trades in an options account. If that's your only way to do it, you don't have the coinage to be able to step up, or would you just prefer that action? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're just giving you key levels and a direction to work off of, so you can definitely take some of these plays. Disney. We haven't talked about this one in a while. Disney pulling back in here off of a 105 top. I don't necessarily like this one as a fade play, but on the off chance, of course, that we continue higher, I am positioned short in most everything. Disney is a name here through 105.50. If the market has a second leg to the upside, just watch this 105 and what it meant on the way down. It was quite the gap. So this is a bit of a pivot point that's turning around off of. So Disney through 105 could be a nice breakout or secondary breakout. It's already moved up already today. If in case the futures continue up, I need something to the long side when I'm sitting here in 4 shorts.
Oh, James, I see you. Yeah, we miss you. Don't worry. Valeria's here. She'll be all over that chat there.
Haven't seen
there you go. Oh, nice. Me too. There we go. So Valeria's here. Yeah, she's at work all day, and so are we. Not quite social distancing, but we are here and having a fun time. Brendan's at the big screen right now with Money Talk.
A little bit of weakness coming back into the U.S. dollar once again today after, the $2 trillion bill gets passed. The Fed comes out this morning and says we still have more bullets to fire. So anything kind of compared to the U.S. dollar moving higher today, including our Canadian dollar, back to 71, just ticked above 71 cents there. Remember, we were at 66, 67 last week, up to about 69 yesterday. Nice move, 0.8% here, back above that 70-cent level. It's a higher time frame, but we're back above that 70-cent level. I mean, this thing's come off from 75, again, all the way down to below 68.5, got to about 67. So back to the upside for the CAD today. The euro also higher versus the USD, about the same, back to 109 and change there for the euro. If we come down here, both the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, full percent to the upside. Both of those have been kind of moving lower over the past 2 to 3 sessions, but nice look here for the Aussie and the New Zealand dollar. Again, U.S. dollar weakness, the reason here. Turkish lira is lower. Swiss franc and the Japanese yen both lower. With cryptocurrencies moving to the downside, or they were moving to the downside. Bitcoin just went positive on the day, but still at 6,600. Well, it hasn't done much over the past 2-3 sessions, holding that 6,600 level. Ethereum down about 0.5%, 134 and change. Guys, U.S. dollar is weak. So everything else kind of moving back to the upside. Back over to you.
Okay.
So Beyond Meat retesting that 69, breaking down right here. We did re-enter the trade when it broke 68.87 to the south side that we just took, maybe a half an hour. What was it already? 15 minutes or so ago. I am still looking for this breakdown here to 67. You can see in the pre-market it was a bit of a bounce play at 66.80. That's why we're picking this. It's a midway retracement between that 69 and of course that pre-market bottom at 65. We just got a little bit of a move to the downside in one of our other shorts there in Peloton, so I'll get you over to this one. It's still holding a positive on the day, but just barely. 24.50 would be that mark. So we're short here at 24.87, looking to get some more shares out in front of that 24.50 mark, which would be turning from positive to negative as the futures are continuously trying to roll over here on the NASDAQ and the ES, just not really getting anywhere. Man, if we crack 7,600, these shorts are going to look mighty fancy.
Mighty fancy, I like that. Yeah, okay. Mike is back and working now, apparently. All right, so WFC, we're going to try to short the weakest bank around. Hopefully, we'll see. 235, 2.35% up today, WFC. So we'll see if this one can roll over. I talked about wanting to start to look at some shorts if we got into this 25.30, 25.20 range. So we're getting close to that right now. We'll see if anything wants to break down. And, of course, WFC right near my favorite, 50-cent level. So we'll wait to see here if 29.50 can crack. excuse me, on Wells Fargo. Hopefully they're not signing up anybody for illicit and unwanted credit cards.
Yes, hopefully not.
But hopefully they're done with that. But that was a scam, I guess, 2 years ago or so. So yeah, they've corrected that.
Quick review on that trade. I took one other short with the same setup here, and that's going to be over here in Cheesecake Factory. I talked about this 18, sort of 15-ish range, or 1820 to 1850 target entry range. We had 4 entry points here. Here's where I think the mistake is going to be. I have a price of 1828, which could be like 1840 or so, saving myself about 10 pennies. But we added most of our shares in just 1 minute instead of being patient, so you end up with a worse price. You get that little break-in range. It's consolidating for you. The futures aren't going anywhere. There's no need to jump in, 1, 2, 3 times and get all giddy with yourself. You can always wait around and get a better price there. Either way, it's the same structure of a trade, but you can just save yourself some money if you don't triple enter, which I did.
Mr.
Wickens. Mr. Wickens, what do you got?
Smile Direct Club, guys, showing signs of life today. For the first time in a few days, we got all the way down to below $4. SDC 26%, moving significantly higher today, guys.
Shit. Oops, sorry. Yeah, big move.
Wow, Neil, nice swearing. Oh my God. Wow, Neil.
My bad, people. Look at the chart, man.
No, but Smile Direct, the reason why, honestly, I put an order yesterday to get long this stupid thing and never got filled. And Smile Direct, that was one name. So I actually liked it at $10.
If you guys were watching the show, late last year, some of those IPOs making a very, very nice sort of cup bottom setup there. Smile Direct had just finished doing that at $4 even. If you look at the daily chart here, so it wasn't that sort of breakout potential as the market goes as well. And then it gives you this. This breakout at 440. The fact that it even gives you a second one at $5 is ridiculous, because that means that look how easy that long was, that you can chase it after about a 20% move up, and it still gives you another breakout giving a 10% move. I didn't see either one of those, unfortunately, but this is why we got Brennan, because he sees everything, and at some point he's going to get it to you.
Yeah, I will be going long Smile Direct in my long-term trading account at the end of the show. So those of you that like that name, I do as well. So Smile Direct, love it down here. Loved it more yesterday at 4.
If you look at that setup, it's actually very similar. If you get a break at about 565 here on the daily, that's still not a bad entry point. It's just the fact that it gave you 440 is why you're going to be upset having missed this, but that's okay. This was at $15 in early February, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to go back. That's what I'm telling you guys. I'm going to go back. I will be buying that one.
Come on, Beyond Meat.
WFC still, Beyond Meat. We'll look at that. I'm waiting for this WFC to print down below 29.50. Like I said, look what the futures are doing, guys. Having some big-time problems breaking this 24.40 level. That's what we talked about. I didn't want to gamble anything in this area, so we'll wait for WFC and these futures.
Pigs get slaughtered, and as much as I'm showing a chart here that looks good on my short in Beyond Meat, our last short did not work out. So we had 4. We just got out on cake. It broke the top side. I could have saved myself 10 cents. If we had gotten a better entry point, we did not. So one of the 4 shorts does not work out. Thankfully, Beyond Meat's now in the money about 76 pennies. Peloton's still working for us in the money 20 cents on this one, 24.87 short. And Virgin is still 60 cents in the money at that 17.75-ish short that we have. We want to see that break 17 even. I want to see Beyond Meat test this 67 before we get out. So, it's been a short for me all morning long. We're hanging on to it. I could move my trailing stop here if we wanted to. It wouldn't be unreasonable to move it back to 69 to be break even. I'm not going to do that just yet. If it bounces off 67 or closer to it at that point, I will go ahead and do that.
Okay, and we're getting ready for our trade of the day. And the only stock that I have on right now is this Walmart, and it's just so jumpy right now, 108.25. Should have put a bid down there and probably got filled, but we didn't. We missed out on that opportunity, but we're going to wait to see. I still have this 109. That's going to be my kill spot. I may dump half if it does come back to 108.20. Going to put a bid in there and then have a. Well, you know what? Now that I look at this, I mean, maybe I hold this thing, but 108.60 has been the top. That's still a 40 penny winner no matter which way you look at it, but I'm going to put another bid down here, 108.30 or so, which is right where we're at right now. Get out of half and then work the rest, hopefully to the downside. But that's going to be my play on Walmart. It looks like we are ready now. Valeria at the big screen. So here you go, James.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Market is overall positive today, though some indices are still bouncing back and forth a little bit. Well, Britain is up 0.18%, Germany is down just 0.4%. France is up 0.01%. Spain is down 0.5%, and Russia is up. 3 news from Europe. The Prince of Wales, Charles, who is 71 years old, being tested positive with the coronavirus. Still, according to his spokesperson, he is in good conditions. The first Lufthansa passenger aircraft full of essentials like masks and other medical equipment successfully landed in Frankfurt. That's all for now, and I'll keep you updated. Back to Brandon.
Hey guys, yeah, time for trade of the day. It's 11 o'clock. We'll go back over one of the trades that either Neil or Sean took during this segment throughout the morning. Today it's going to be Sean talking a little bit about work, Slack technologies. We noticed right off the bat it was definitely strong, moving higher. There was a little bit of news saying the company had more paid users over the February to March period than it had expected. So a nice day for Slack today. Sean's ready to go. Let's go over to him.
Okay, yeah, look, this one, again, we just talked about Smile Directing, Brendan giving us that. As I run back over here, I had to cancel some of my orders, a little bit sad about that one. Work today up 14%. Look, the reason why I like Work, Chewy, CrowdStrike, a lot of these legit businesses, you see Uber off that bounce off of 14, 15 bottom, they're up to $28, $29. Wow. Okay, right now Work, we did talk about that. I wanted to throw, I think we have the clip of Brendan speaking, so we do. So why don't we throw to that? And guys, this is the key thing. Brendan bringing us names that potentially we hadn't discussed yet. So let's throw to this clip, hear what he has to say, and then I'll review what I started looking at. But what's up, Brendan?
Yeah, a couple of people talking about Slack this morning, guys. Work technology moving higher, both in the pre-market and now in the session, up to 29 bucks, right back to these highs. They added more paid customers than expected in the February to March period, guys.
So there you go. So you do have a catalyst. Thank you so much, Brendan. I love the way that chart looked out when it was making highs. I mean, the thing is, look at this. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. So as you're making new highs, obviously the market is going to play a big part of what Slack is about to do right here. I just waited. Look at this. 29 doesn't break again, doesn't break. I put in a stop order there, and what a stop order does, of course, is as soon as it hits a certain price, you can make stop orders, and I use them all the time on the show. Pretty much it's the only thing I do, other than that Cisco trade that I pounded into. But you can see right here, as soon as a 29 price comes on the time and sales, which means as soon as that's triggered, it triggers an order for me to go long. And it's a marketable order that goes in there and gets me my shares long at 29. Let's see this fill. Work, I know that Brendan talked about Slack, but that's still going to the top side here. Work added jobs, added everything, adding customers as well. I think it was 9,000 or so Brendan was talking about. And now you can see this. What a great bottom yesterday. Wow, $25 up to 29 right now on Slack. So let's see if that one can take out this 29. So there we go. So I just break it down for you right there. We get a little bit of information from Brendan. The reason why we picked this trade is going to be for the last exit, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But you see instantly, I'm waiting for that 29 to break. So as soon as it does, Brendan, that's when we get triggered into our long.
Yeah, I love that chart too. We had that really, really tight consolidation that you mentioned in front of that 29. It was almost anticipating that break was going to come. So as Sean was mentioning, you know, you throw the stop out, just saying if a print comes above it, you get long, and that's exactly what happened. So even if, you know, you're not specifically concentrating on a symbol, you know, and it does pop up as being strong on the session, you can still look for those kind of intraday chart patterns that you like and take advantage of them. Let's go to the next clip.
And we just go long Work now, 29.05, and bang, right there, it's a quick 30 pennies. We'll take some off, and then now it comes right back down. But Work, we are long now, $29. Let's see what happens if these futures can keep going. Wow, we're up 2.5% right now, guys. Wow. So there we go. Yeah, you can see Work. This is what we're talking about. This is only a 1 minute chart. So we do get a lot of questions about what charts we're using. This is just a 1 minute chart. That's going to be the primary one that I show on my screen, a 1 minute and a 1 day chart. But this is just one little candle here. It breaks 29. And what I like to do is use the momentum. It's not a huge volume spike, but you use the momentum to take some out, right? The opening range, I mean, it's 28 or so, 28.50 going to 29. So that's only 50 cents basically in the first half hour, you have about a 50, 60, 70 cent range. So when we instantly are able to take 30 cents in 1 minute and then 40 cents the next minute, that's what we take out, and we allow this thing to sort of work its way up. You hear me talk a lot about trying to find stops. Where do you get out? Because look, we saw yesterday the S&P, or the Dow was up about 1,400 points at one point, then in the afternoon crashes down about 1,000 points and closes around 490. So you can see this can happen at any time. So let's run that last little exit clip. We'll hear me talk about it, and then I'll review the actual exit. Now, I'll just talk about this quickly. We're going to wait to see if it breaks off the top here, 2960. The stop order is in case it breaks down below 29. And what we mean by a stop order is if it ever reaches a certain level, then an action will be triggered. So that's what a stop order is, and we're waiting for that one. At 29 even or so will be my stop order. Otherwise, let's let work continue to work itself out to the top side here. We've already cashed out twice, so we only have a third left. Willing to let the rest ride. Could be a mistake, but that's where my order is, and that's what work's all about. What could be a mistake is a mistake. And the reason why we talk about this is, look, 30 cents, 40 cents, right? That's 70 cents. We've put that in our pocket now on this name, right? Out one third, out another third. We let the other third run. We could have taken it out all the way up here for almost an even dollar winner. But you hear me stay disciplined and put in our stop, and look where it triggers, unfortunately, at the very bottom. And this is what can happen, Brendan, when you're looking for those extreme moves. Unfortunately, it goes from basically $30 in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes or so, comes all the way back down, breaks down below 29, and we get out for 29. So right there, we take about a 5 or 6 cent hit on that position right here, but that's okay because we've cashed in twice. You can see though, that was basically the ultimate bottom. You can see it running back way up here. So Slack has kind of calmed down. It's not really doing too much, but that's the trade of the day, and I think it was well structured. I had way bigger winners. I mean, we were long Apple 246. That was a $4 or $5 winner. We talk about Walmart. That was almost probably one of the better ones with the most shares, but this is just well structured. Brendan talked about it. It's a name we were not looking at, brought our attention to it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 times it bounces off 29, and as soon as it breaks it, we get that momentum to the upside, cash out instantly. This is 1 minute, right? This is the same chart. That's the next minute right there. Cashing out 30 cents, 40 cents, then ultimately seeing what this wants to do. We saw Square run $5, $6, $7 yesterday. Why not the same thing here? Unfortunately, it comes all the way back down, but the most epic moment in show history, maybe. We're about to play that again for you. Randy brings an apple, and then you see what winds up happening. Let's play that clip, and I'll get back to the desk. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can afford a lot of these right now.
Probably not going to eat it on the show there.
Get this apple out here, see if I get it in. Oh! I just sunk a 20-foot shot there.
You gotta have
into a garbage can
to be able to catch
in your face.
You got to be able to catch that.
Woo! Wow! What?
Beyond me.
I'm on fire today.
73 guys.
There it is. That's what we're talking about. How do you like that? Hit the swish, swish. Making trades, making the threes. There you go. That's what we do.
Sean is currently measuring how far exactly it was from his desk over to that garbage can. But lots of opportunity. I just wanted to mention, as far as work goes, it kind of followed the same pattern as the overall market. You know, we had a really nice move up off of the open, and then we're kind of in this range. So work and the overall market trading very similarly in this kind of tight range now, just below some really key resistance levels. So have a look at work maybe this afternoon. You know, we get a break of that top and another push to the upside. Work your trade of the day today. Let's go back to the guys.
And we'll just immediately throw some fireworks off. This is why you have a target area. We explained this trade to death, so I won't necessarily get into why we got out into too much detail. We talked about this break at 69 on Beyond Meat. We've been shorting it since 71, 72. We get all the way down to that 67 target. We take it off. That last trade for $2, of course, it started $4 ago. But I just felt that that pre-market bottom in a strong market was likely to hold. You get out in front of it. Had you used the trail, you're probably out anyways at about the same level, but you look at the break back up towards 69, and this is why you got to take that off. We're finally away from that. When we do still have 2 shorts on, I'll quickly jump in and update the position board for you. We have that Peloton short. We're able to take half of it out on that 24.87 short at around that 50 mark, but It's back up to 25. It breaks 25. I'm out of that one. Virgin Galactic broke 17 again on that 1770 short. We still have a third of that trade on, but if it can't get too far past it, I've now moved that trail to 1740. So we'll lock in some profits on that one.
All right, yeah, well, I'm just looking here at this Walmart trade. We did talk about that before we went. I missed another opportunity when we went to the trade of the day, but that's going to happen. Look at this 108.31. I talked about taking that profit, and we did just that. We got out. It kept back. I'm going to screen this down because we were using it for work. You can see bounce, 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 bounce. How many times am I going to stare this in the face there, to take one from Neil there, stare the gift horse in the mouth? But now we take that out, and now we have no worries here going back to the upside with Walmart, because right now we are literally 5% of our position. We took that out right there. I had enough is enough. I hope I would come back sitting down here and we would be all the way down here, but right now Walmart comes out, and we'll see about cashing this in or getting it out if it breaks back above 109.
A name that I actually came in expecting to trade a little bit more, at all. I mean, forget about a little bit more. We haven't made a single trade in for it here. It's holding this 540 level for about the last 30 minutes or so, just teetering. And the futures, of course, are teetering as well. Right near that top, 50 handles on the NQ, 7,700, 7,650, bouncing back and forth. Ford, of course, in a world of hurt there, being catching the downgrade junk status, of course. Watch that 540 break. I like it. If the market comes down here, lots of ways to be able to win. It is counter trend, but again, if we can't break those highs, find a weak name and jump into that short. You're only risking about 5 to 10 cents on a conservative level. I think about 5 pennies you're risking on that breakdown. So 540 on Ford. Let's have a quick look at it. The volume is fantastic. About to cross the 50 million share mark before lunchtime here.
Okay, we got a request for Shop. We'll check out Shopify. Sure, I love Shopify. I think in this environment, Shopify is huge. Small businesses, everybody's chilling out at home right now. Makes a lot of sense that people doing online business. And Shopify, just another one. That's why I picked up Square the other day in my own account, and you can see what that's been doing lately. But here's Shopify. Nice amount of shares today, obviously. 1.3 million shares today. That's nice for a $500 name. So yeah, great little job there. Shopify, good look, up 2.24%. I don't know if you can let me know if you're talking about longer term or for today. If you're just looking at a day, 458. I mean, if we can break that, I mean, this is kind of a lot of garbage. This is the levels that I like to do here on Shopify. If you build this out, you can see we're kind of just scrambling around right here. So it's actually 460 if we can get above that area. I don't like all this nonsense back and forth here. I would rather it be clean. It's pretty choppy today. I do not love it. I prefer the short if the market breaks through 351. Sorry, through 451.50. That's where I'm going to be looking for a Shopify short, and I'll take it. So wait out for this one. 451.50, Maya. Thanks for the question. We do love Shopify. It does have, if you are day trading it though, notice the spread. It just opened up to over $1 right there. So slow down your risk and trade this one a little carefully. Yeah, jumping back into some of the cruise lines, I know we've been looking at them, rather heavily in the morning. We had some success with Royal Caribbean. It actually broke through, and I talked about what you had to get out of this trade. Wish we'd reversed at 43.80, but ultimately wasn't very bullish overall. This is why you see this move to the upside. I like some other names to the long better, but look at that key level at 43.80 holding and giving you a big little bounce. Now it's giving you some consolidation at the top, and I think here we're up about 10%. Feeling a little bit top heavy, and it's going to be a broken record, but it's just the way that I kind of feel about these trades. For something like Royal here, a retracement and holding below 47 even mark, the futures possibly rolling over is going to be too tasty for me not to get a little bit of a bite here. So I'm going to jump into this one right in front of this 47 as we retake it now. You got that high of the day at 47.20. You have the futures resisting at 7,700. So your risk to reward, you're $3.50 away, $4 from VWAP here. 50% retracement down to 45. Big time win ratio or risk to reward ratio on a short like this. So despite the fact that it is up that 10%, I do like a shot here on Royal. We've only been short two times here, 1 for 2. Let's see if we can't go 2 for 3. Yeah, and I'm just looking here. I reminded myself about Uber there when we were at the board, and yeah, what a nice little move this one has had once again today. Up another 6+% on Uber. Wow. wow. 2780. I love when names are running, and especially names like Uber, where there's a lot of FOMO possibly, and people missing the bottom. I'm wondering if they take out this 28 level, so we do have an order to go on that. So 28, hopefully to the long side. If Uber breaks, that's the high of the day. So we are going to wait to see if that comes through for us. Uber looking like a nice little trade here. If it does break 28, you can get a little more aggressive actually and take 27.92 right here if you so like that. But right now, if it breaks below 27.20, that's the structure of the trade. So you got about an 80-cent window here. I wouldn't hold it top to bottom. If you do get long 28 and it fails, look to get out 27.85 or so. But I do like this bottom break right here for sure. 27.25. If Uber can't get going, look for that as a bottom.
Yeah, and immediately we grab 46.82. Half is our entry price that we just got in Royal. It's already starting to roll over. Looks like it wants to test that 46. That's where you want to take some profit off. Once it breaks that 46, you're thinking about taking profit because you're risking at least 50 pennies, I think minimum, on this trade. So certainly you want to make sure you catch over $1 on the way down. And like I said, you could easily retrace that 43.80 mark as well, but you're probably going to want the futures to participate in that move. One of our other shorts here, and I talked about that Peloton, we got some of this out for a win and was fantastic, but it just runs right back to that 25 mark. So you get some out here, and when it tests 24.50, was waiting to get some more out on the way down. Now it's back towards that high, so we still have that stop at 25 even. Once it goes through, we'll trigger out of that one. So didn't work on Cheesecake Factory, did on Virgin Galactic. It did also, of course, you've been watching Beyond Meat, that worked as well. But Peloton, half and half, so that'll be sort of a mixed bag there. It does get halfway there, and then we're going to probably get a break-even stop and lose maybe some 10, 15 pennies or so on the way out.
Mr. Wickens.
Another one, guys, in the cannabis space. We haven't talked about this one for quite some time. TGOD here in Toronto up 16% today. Nice move. This thing got all the way down to below 25 cents on the move down. We're back to about 40 now for TGOD. All kinds of volume and liquidity if you like the lower priced ones, guys.
Yeah, damn it. I was talking about that CGC earlier and how much I like Canopy, and I wish I could remember what price we were talking about, but I'm pretty sure it was right here, 14.80. What a break that was. These are the kind of trades that I love. Bouncing off the high of the day, then retracing, then giving it one more test, and 14.80 to the upside here on TGOD. Wow. On CGC, which is Canopy. Also, if you're trading in Toronto, we have access to that here. We have over 65 different markets here at Day Trade the World. So, check that out if you're interested in having a prop firm there. 21.90 here. Good little look here, maybe breaking through 22 on Canopy today. This is we.to. Good look on TGOD. I don't trade sub-dollar names. Neil sometimes does, but I'm not going to be getting into those ones.
Speaking of a name that somehow got ignored today, but Tesla basically flat at the session at 540, which was a nice breakout level, the last couple of sessions there. I mean, even on the way up towards that 970 high that it got to, 540 was a bit of a level as well. So, you're watching it in some tight consolidation. I think, you're looking for things that if the futures break from here, whether you're talking about 7,700 to the upside, or whether you're looking at it's breaking down from that fantastic move up, 160 handles from the bottom on the ES. And of course, you've seen what's happened in the NQ as well. So I think Tesla breakout potential either way, but I'm looking at the futures to sustain a move. So either direction, 540 is probably going to be a stop in the other way, but I need to see us start to move down. And what I mean here is you look over what's happening in the futures. I need to see us come off, maybe break this 76.20 mark. At that point, you jump into some of those shorts. The momentum could start to come in, or you break up, maybe 20, 30 handles past that 7,700, make some fresh highs, then you pop into a long trade, use that 540 on a Tesla as a bit of a stop area.
Right now I only have Walmart on board here. Let's check out Tilray. That was another one. TLRY over here, not in Toronto, obviously in New York, I believe. We'll check is it on NASDAQ? It is on NASDAQ. Okay, Tilray, $7.40. This is the big one. Brendan gave this one early to us. Obviously, we just mentioned TGOD right now, but 46%. Again, not really doing a whole hell of a lot. Look at the Tilray chart, though. This one, oh, it looks like it's stuck on Beyond. Yeah, my daily chart not working, so we won't review that one. But right here, Tilray breaks above 625. Wow, what a break that was, all the way up to 780 and now hovering around. I think that some of these weed names maybe should be faded. I know a lot of people sitting at home, and that's the theory here for me anyways, but I thought a lot of these seem to be a little bit more to the upside than we had thought. I know as people get hunkered down, they are, you know, it's an essential service somehow here in Canada, as is the Liquor Control Board. So a lot of people buying different things here as Uber right now breaks through 28 and we take that long.
Yeah, breakout there in Peloton there through 25, so we're going to be out of that one. But I'm looking at Roku right now for breakout long. I mean, Peloton through 25, you can see if you can catch it on the way back in. I didn't trigger on the reversal. We just got out of our shares, didn't have a big enough order to reverse to long, but it's already gone 20 cents. Looking at Roku here, because nice little consolidation here off of this bottom. You have a 91 low. This 93 area, if the futures get going, that's a potential breakout to the upside. We're as high as 96. We're still negative on the session, so Roku trailing a little bit. Going to throw a stop to get into some longs at 93 on a break. As long as we move to the upside, I want to have some exposure to the long side.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and that's exactly what we're doing now too. We got exposure right now on Uber, so we'll wait. I told you guys, see this high right here, 27.87 or so. We're not going to give this one a whole hell of a lot of room, because look what happened last time. It hit this level, bang, it fell all the way to 27.30. So we're going to use this as an out to get rid of 2/3 of it. If it doesn't go down here, or sorry, up, we will wait on Uber to see if that one wants to get going through 28. That's where we're long right now, 28.05 to be exact. So it's a little 10-cent loser for now, but that one hopefully will come back. I am scared a little bit that it comes down and tests this 27.86, but we will wait to see on that one. Still a 77-cent winner here as Walmart comes back down near this low of the day. So here we go, a nice little win on Walmart, 90-cent winner here, but right now we do have more capital and more exposure to Uber, so hoping that one can get going to the top side. We are ready at the big screen once again with Valeria.
Hey guys, the US Senate over the midnight passed a $1 trillion bill, so now it's heading to the House, and House is hoping to approve it by Friday. Well, Americans now can expect to receive checks. $1,200 check for individuals, $2,400 for married couples, and $500 per children. Americans will be estimated by their adjusted gross income in 2018 tax return. So you are eligible if you earn more than $75,000 individually, if you earn more than $112,000 as the head of household, and if you earn more than $150,000 are married and feeling jointly. You also must have a valid social security number. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says that Americans will receive first checks in around 3 weeks. Well, government not only supporting their citizens, but also hoping that by putting money into the people's pocket, they will spend, and that will boost the economy. That's all for now, and stay in focus. Back to traders.
So might not be getting into that Roku anytime soon. I mean, we got to take the top off in the futures, but also looking relatively weak. It tested that 93 where we wanted to break out to the long side. Not a trade I'm going to step in front of the sword. I'm not going to sit there in front of the low of the day and just grab the long. It's going to have to be an upward swing to get me into this one. I'm going to go over to Peloton because I'm kind of angry with myself here. Now, initially, we did have an order, and you can kind of see, and I'll probably go ahead and cancel it. You can see my order down here on the break. I had a stop order to get out. I manually tried to get long. What you could do there is just have a stop order for more shares than you have short, and then automatically get in on that breakout. We talked about that 25 area. It was good for a short scalp, and then look what it does on the long side. But again, to get this one manual was no good. You basically had a cross deep in with a stop order to get out. It worked fantastically to get out of the short. Barely got any slippage out of that, but it should have been a reversal to the long. I will cry that one off. You can see a 75-cent move basically instantly on Peloton there.
Yeah, well, we'll get it again for sure. So here we go. Starbucks, the same sort of similar pattern here to what Work was doing, although obviously this was a better long down here, 67.75. We'll wait to see if it takes out this top here. Starbucks, 69.75. We're right here, right now. Our Uber, we did hit that 80 level there. It does come out, so we take a 20-cent loser, but we buy more back again at 87. It's up to 95 now, so our average price is back down to 28 even now, not 05, but it was already, looks like that's probably going to be my first loser there, falling a hole here at 11:20 in the morning. But what's up, Brandon?
A little disappointing for Wanda's today, guys. We were talking about this one in the pre-market. WSG still 37% to the upside, got absolutely flushed right at the open from 3 down to about 220, but really nothing since. Tight little consolidation here, but Wanda Sports Group, they sold the Ironman Triathlons $700+ million deal. Hasn't really done much, guys.
Yeah, there was that one retracement trade. I guess if you had that off the open, it's really doing absolutely nothing, as you mentioned. But I want to check back in on XOM. You're seeing it continue its upward trend. So 38 holds very, very well, and we got about $1 move to the upside on an XOM. I actually really am only involved if it pulls back into that 38 area to grab it. Any kind of a long in front of it, you can see how big of a breakout and a wall it's been, and I've seen that sometimes continue into the afternoon, as we have about 35 minutes for us in the show until noon, and when we're going to be out of here. But the entire trading day does loom ahead of us, so you want to make sure you have some levels that you can play off of in the afternoon. 38 is going to be one on that XOM trade. Still looking over here at Roku, it can't really get anywhere towards that 93 mark for the breakout, but something which is continuing to run to the upside. People picking up some Under Armour today. Just got to $10 even, up 7.5%. So add this to the list, and I'll give you another one that we've been talking about. Smile Direct now up 32%. First significant pullback. Well, not the first one, but one of the first significant pullbacks here off of a $6 area, only into 560. We did like 5 even. You can basically forget about that one, at least for the short term.
And guess what, guys? There we go, hit the home run, make back what we lose on Uber right there on Starbucks. I talked about liking Starbucks breaking through 69.70, so when it falls to 40, I buy it. So there we go. We buy this one here at 69.45, and then we take it out at 69.65. This is 20 cents in 1 minute, less than 1 minute. Bingo, bango right there, in and out. So we hit the confetti on Starbucks. Now we'll wait to see if it does break through the 69.75, but boom and boom right there. Starbucks for the win, guys. Exploding some money right there. A quick little 20 pennies in 1 minute. Let's see what happens now to the top side in this name. Still got 75 cents on Walmart, and Uber's just doing absolutely nothing. We're going to wait to this bottom here, 27.60. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but we're just going to hope on that one.
Yeah, going to slide my stop once again and change the structure just a little bit here over on Virgin Galactic. You know, you do see, of course, us sitting in that short. We got that at 1770 or so. Our last entry point was we got some at 1740, all the way up to 1780 for an average price, sorry, of about 1765 to 1770. We did get some out on the way down. It did break 17, but now that it's holding this consolidation range, moving my stop right tight here to VWAP, but I'm going to add some shares in as well. So, you know, we're going to add some shares to the short side, reversal to the long. If we're going to break up, you see this support get put in here at 17. If it can't break through that, then I'm going to be reversing in this trade. So a VWAP breakout, but we're going to add to our shorts just so we have more exposure and can make a little bit more money and maybe scalp in front of that 17 even while it holds this range.
Yeah, make more money is always a good thing. Okay, I do see what you're talking about there. Bull Shark, yeah, let's go to Disney. This is one of my best stocks here. I picked up Disney at $81 a couple days ago, so that was a good one. Disney 106, the reason why I want to bring this up is it's bouncing off yesterday, Bull Shark. The high was 105.92, so we are right there again on Disney. I love this as a breakout if we can get above 106. It makes a lot of sense to me. Yesterday's high right here as well. If you're not so excited about the futures, though, you may want to fade this one as it could be at a day's high for a reason. Watch out for a fade back down here. Could test 104.50 again.
Yeah, Tesla over here, look, it's not really doing anything. Still same structure that I'm looking for, but it's sliding down as the market's trying to get towards that top. We're just breaking 7,700, and you see Tesla basically not moving. So the breakout idea here, if we take and hold 77, it's in one way strengthened that you're getting a better price. but at the same time, you're seeing just a tiny bit of weakness, relatively speaking, in Tesla, which makes me not like it quite as much. That version trade that we added to, we're going to make sure that we can get some out here for a quick 40-cent or 25-cent scalp, and then hold our core position, get in and out, short in front of that VWAP, out in front of 17 even. We can even add on a breakdown at 17 even as well. So that's the structure inversion with a reversal if we take the top off here at that 1730.
We just cashed out a little bit of our Starbucks long again. We did trigger long above 69.75. It's his world and we live in it, Mr. Wickens.
Guys, another little vaccine name that we've been looking at over the past couple of weeks, AIM Immunotech, 12% today to the upside, coming back to life a little bit. About 5 million shares. This area right here was a decent level going back a few days ago, so we can hold above 2, get some volume coming back into this thing. Maybe you get a run at day highs for AIM, guys.
AIM. We aim high on that one, and there it is, another little cool 10-cent winner there on Starbucks. I'm not sure because the futures are falling down here. We'll hold the rest. We're out of half of Starbucks for about a 10 to 13-cent winner. It's not huge, obviously, I know that. We're going to wait to see on 70. That's why we dumped half of it, capture that profit and wait. Uber, we're averaged in. We talked about that. It's bouncing around here. That was not a bad out. That was what we wanted. We wanted that out before it fell back down, but that's why we take a little 8-cent swing there, down and then back in. Let's see if Uber can't get going, but it's been such a fed
market.
Okay,
trying to hold above that 77.20 to the long side, which means Roku could come in any second now at that 93 even mark. But if we're going to be this strong in the futures, I might take it in the middle. I wasn't willing to before. I am now going to jump into this Roku trade, see if we can't add to it when it breaks the 93 instead of initiating.
Let's see what Disney does. Walmart down here. Did it come close? Oh, it come close to breaking 108. I'm just going to put an order here. I am getting pretty bullish here on this market for obvious reasons. Step. Oh, it's not. My face is on there. Let's put it over here a little bit. What I was trying to show you was step. The future's now moving up 4.25%. So yeah, we got to watch out for some of these longs that we have on board right now for sure. So let's keep that in mind. Uber though doesn't want to go, guys, back down into the 80s. We're going to use 60 as our out, so that's kind of a fail there. Starbucks is fantastic. That's 40 cents now. We'll keep going more and more as we go, guys.
Yeah, and still in that, of course, version short, you can see the consolidation range. We talked about the structure. Going to be even more important now if we hold above 7,700 to make sure we get that liquidity on the reversal to the long trade. And we have 1745 as a short. So as we break out through 30, we'll still be taking profit on the short trade while we reverse into a long if we break VWAP here. And then version has all kinds of room to run to 18 even if we do get that breakout. We just jumped into Roku at 92.55. We're not going to use the actual low of the session in the morning here. We're going to take this higher low that it put in at 91.50 as my out, and I'm adding to this position at 93. If we can break up as 77.28, market now running to the upside. Finally, we're breaking this range here. That's why you want that exposure to the long side.
Yeah, you hit the woohoo there, and there we go again. We say WTF to you, Starbucks. Look at this, in. What was this? Oh yeah, that's my buy right there. In, bang, straight to the upside. We took a quick 69.40 long. That would be 80 cents in the money if you didn't want to scalp that with me. We take 20 cents there. Then we buy this top. Look at this top, guys. I broke this trade down for you. It's now a 40, 50 cent winner as we continue to go up. I still have 40% on. So that's a floss no matter which way you're doing that. We just continue to make new moves here, new highs in this market, 4.5% up today. What a time to be alive as a trader today. It just keeps going up and away, and we have some of these longs. We picked up some Uber down here at 27.76 before seeing that bounce back into the money, 20 pennies. But again, Uber seems to be failing here at these new highs. Not really sure what's going on. As bye-bye Starbucks, we hit the confetti, and you guys all saw the swish, but here's a graphical one. We will do more of those. Thanks for that apple, Randy, when you threw that one to me.
Yeah, quick look over here at AAL, American Airlines, approaching 10% to the upside. 17 even would be that price that we're trying to get to. I have a breakout for this area. If we can break that 17 even, we'll trigger into a long, maybe scalp a little bit as those shorts probably cover. Roku about to trigger in the second half of this trade here at 93, so we did pick it up at 92.55. We want to add to it if it breaks 93 even. We'll just jump to that chart so you can see this one live, as it potentially could go right here. Futures trying to hold above that 7,700. That's going to be that key.
There goes Disney, guys. You can see Disney. We talked about giving you guys that at 106. Unfortunately, we were too busy trading Starbucks there. I hope you guys took that. I gave that one to you. Bull Shark. How do you like that one right right there. Home run time. I hope you have Disney even at 106 or even lower than that, as this one, what a big runner. I'm only in the money 40 cents on Starbucks. This one was a smooth 60. Miss Valeria, what do you have?
Dear viewers, thank you very much for all of your support and for all of your activity. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our show so you'll receive notifications when we are live again. If you're watching us from Facebook, like and share our video. Also, check out our social media. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, of course, YouTube and TikTok. We have a lot of fun on TikTok. You can find us at tradertv.live. Well, I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Thank you, Valeria, and we'll go with, I don't know, disco ball. I don't know, whichever one you want to do. We haven't danced it off a little bit. We talked about and then adding more shares at 90 for average price. As it breaks, view up here that you could take at a good price out, and it breaks out to the upside. So we were shorting, taking our profits there. 15-cent win on the second half of that 35. We did do that. It hits that mark.
Yep, and say AL, DAL, we will have a look at. We did cash out. Look at this move back down. So that appears to be a good look. Our Uber trade as Walmart now falls back down. Our Walmart trade, guys.
Yeah, quick note on Roku. We hold anywhere, change anything. I just got the break. I lost everything on my board.
Okay, as usual. Since it did come crashing down, not sure why. Crash down here a little bit. Is Starbucks coming through? Uber, though, that fails. We were able to cash out a little. This was that drop. This is why we got to exit.
The PMT, guys, we were talking about this one a little bit. Market along with that MFA and setting up here to maybe once again.
But you get this little area before 1670. That's a nice base, is it? When it does hold, you try to.
The market rolls over and check it out right away. A lot of the times, it does. Unfortunately, our Uber took us out at the ball to go, and this is $1.25. This name, and this is probably
70s. It is what it is. Sometimes you try here. If we're going to only take about 9, hang on to the rest there, Sean.
Yep.
Like today, the market is absolutely rallying. What's that there, Rob? Still rallying. We are up from bottom to top for some people. Unemployment coming up, 3 million jobless claims there. Reversing on some of those fade plays. There we go. We're long in Virgin.
Starbucks, you guys all know that.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll have a look at side. Trading some significant reported earnings after market yesterday across the board. They reported quarterly forecast, the then expected forecast going forward. You were in Micron this morning.
We had good earnings. Market was we don't have an audio release or anything.
No audio.
Using bang, bang, bang to the upside, 43.64, but that gets crashed out. For those of you that are watching, 69.40, we get that right now. Then we take this long. It's getting bigger and better, Brendan.
Not following the overall market. I mean, to Walmart, the exact launch of their next iPhone. So, Sean, you had Apple.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking. I think it's in the weeds here. Where are we? 248. We talked about. We don't have it, but look what happens here. And obviously celebrated dollar winner there, but this was not as exciting. Look, whoops! Look at this move all the way up here, though. A nice little move, $4 straight to the top side. I am going to look at this Walmart trade. I don't know if the feed is back or not. We're only a lot of these today. Walmart continues to be a sweet trade for us as Starbucks and Walmart and Apple, all great trades today, Brendan.
Yeah, a lot of weakness coming into Walmart there. Interesting, down about 2% when the market's definitely not moving higher. Let's go to Beyond Meat. Neil, you were trading Beyond Meat today. It was Goldman Sachs that came out with the downgrade on Beyond Meat. And they cut their price target from $129 to just $39. Neil, you had the short.
Yeah, we did have it short, and one of the things, the first thing we did when we saw that downgrade is just hop to the daily chart and had a quick look. If you go from about October, sort of late October, and then when the breakout happened right at the beginning of the year here, you can certainly see this sort of 71 to 73.50 area as a clear bottom, a nice support level. On the way back up, you cross through that price, and then you get this downgrade. So hairy action in the open because you have big spreads, but I had a target range. And I had that $2.50 target entry for a short, and the market was running into it, so you had to be very interesting, very nimble, I guess, to get in. We start this one at 71.50 in the middle of that target range. We tried to catch it on the way back down in the first flush, but we saved a few bullets in case it tested 73 again for our final entry point. And once we had that short, You're then working some out in front of VWAP. You're catching that first flush. 69 was a big level. We wanted to make sure we got some profit out in front of it. We did hang on to our shares when it did hold that 69. We did not re-enter at 72 because we were looking for an entry point back above, back into that 72.5, 73 area. That proved to be not a fatal error, but certainly a big one. If you have a range that big as a target entry, there's nothing wrong with adding here at 71.50. I was waiting it up here at 72.50. When it came the last time and bounced a couple more times off 69, I made the decision to get out for what at the time was about a $3 win on the last of our shares, and then re-enter if it broke 69. We did do that. You waste about 30 cents, but that's fine. You get the flush into that 67, which was our target all along. Catch this $2 extra that way. Basically my best trade on the morning, which was very, very hectic. The only way to go counter trend, and we talked about this, the market's going up, make sure you have relative weakness. Make sure you have some good levels to work off of, and then try to be disciplined. That's what we did here in Beyond Meat.
We'll continue with our little review here, guys. We were talking about how some of the cruise lines are moving back to the downside this morning after kind of leading the overall market higher yesterday. We saw a bit of a reversal, or CCL kind of bucking the trend, moving higher, up 18.5% on the day today. Did start the morning, though, in negative territory. Neil, you had some of these this morning as well.
I'm going to go with, I wanted to hit fail. Rejected? We'll go with rejected. CCL, we actually tried, and this is why, I'm going to go with why this is going to be a gigantic fail, because CCL actually tried to pick up the long, and you get away from a structure of a trade that works for you and you get absolutely burned. Usually if I'm looking for this type of an entry to a long, I'm not dip buying. I'm waiting for the opening range to get put in. It puts it in at 1640 or so, and then you're just waiting patiently for the breakout that happens after 10 o'clock. Instead, I wanted to jump really, really early into it. I catch it on the way down. I use this sort of opening bottom as a stop. It immediately stops me out, and then I'm away from this one. And look at this, all the way up to 19. If you wait patiently, you're getting the entry 50 pennies later, but when there's this much upside, does it really matter? No, it does not matter. That's a long I should have had. If you wait for it, you get all of this little mess up and down $1. Forget about it. You wait for the real breakout to happen at 10:08. Then you catch this great move up through 17, and then eventually through 19, parabolic moves on Carnival Cruise.
Okay, let's go over to some of the airlines. Sean, you were trading AAL a little bit. Again, we were noticing a little bit of relative weakness yesterday on these. They were coming back to the upside along with the entire market today. AAL definitely positive on the session, but was also another one that was in negative territory in the pre-market today. We're trying to get our good friends from NEO going to join us here in a few minutes. But Sean, talk us through AAL.
Yeah, not much to talk about here for me. This is actually, I said that my only loser today was Uber, but actually I have two losers here. AAL is another one. We just cashed out, by the way, $1.90 on Walmart. I'll break that down for you after. Okay, so here's AAL. It's roughly a loser. It's fine, though. We did take this break here of 15.50 to the downside, and we're able to get out a little bit, but only in the 40s. I mean, it was like a nothing trade there. The futures didn't cooperate to anything on the short side. As you guys can see now, we're up 4.5%. So futures obviously rallying here. We're able to get out, and I used 16 as my out. We just kept trying to hold this, but AAL thought it might have some downside surprise before now bouncing back to the upside through 16. Thank God we're able to get out of that one. Should have obviously reversed it long. Look what happens here on that 16 break, goes straight to the upside. Before we do go to Alex, though, here's our Walmart trade. You guys can see this one. It does break down here exactly, kind of as expected. Walmart's been weak for a while, so we do take this one short 109. We get out here for about $1. The best bet was about $1 down here, 108.20. We cashed it out twice. We get impatient, but then we hold, and just as expected, as soon as you get that 108 break, ting, ding, 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 and we have a little bit of a down arrow here. If I can find it, it almost looks exactly like this. You can see a down arrow tick. We give it all the way back down, then it breaks back above 107.25, and we get out. But right there, that's a nice little $1.90 winner there. Put up the Canadian flag as we're going to go to a Canadian exchange, I believe, soon with Neo and Alex Bowles. But back to you for now, Brendan.
Yeah, we'll touch base with our friends over at Neo. Alex Bowles joining us for the first time in a week or so. It's good to see you, first of all, and good to speak to you, Alex. Hope you are faring well in this crazy time. Obviously, are you working from home or in the office today?
Yeah, I know I'm working remote today and have been for the last week or so, and likely the foreseeable future. We've got our core business people back at the shop right now, infrastructure, operations, product, and the like, and as well as our support team there. But everybody who's been deemed non-essential is working remote. So, you know, we've got the infrastructure and the bandwidth though. So it's, you know, our markets have been remaining up, and we haven't really missed a beat at all there. So it's been a smooth transition.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Obviously, a lot of volatility, a lot of volume coming back into the market, which has been great if you're looking at it from a day trading perspective. Maybe tell us a little bit about how, you know, volumes have shifted on the NEO exchange towards, you know, whether it's been in the lit market or the dark market. Where are you seeing the most order flow at this point?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're seeing actually a big trend is going to our more maker tape venues, the lit book specifically. You know, there's a lot of trading going on in the interlisted names. We're seeing a pretty big migration back to the main board, the primary market. My hunches on that, you know, is the activity in the interlisted names. They want to do risk reduction, as well as, you know, the order message traffic that's out there. It's just a little bit of an additional comfort blanket, I think, for the trading community. But, you know, we continue to remain strong. We were 8% of the overall trading yesterday in the market, 15% of the venture, 18% of the CSE, and 6% of the TSX. So, you know, we remain to hold our ground there. But yeah, absolutely, volumes and trade counts have skyrocketed in the last 2-3 weeks for sure.
It's been a fantastic environment, both from you know, an intraday perspective and even, you know, a short kind of 2 to 3 day perspective. Any specific you know, sectors or individual names that you wanted to point out today, Alex?
Yeah, you know, like what we've seen so far, we have the usual kind of normal suspects there. We're seeing a lot of activity on the Bombardier. So the TSX 60, I'd say Bombardier is in there. Aurora is obviously on our list as well. We've got a couple energy names as well. And then, you know, the likes of some of the neo-listeds, like say MindMed, for example, they've done north of 4 million shares today. Halo's done north of 2 million shares as well. And then, you know, got companies like Agriflora, always on our top 10 traded lists as well.
We've witnessed a bit of a shift as far as oil markets, the energy names coming into play again as crude oil has come off significantly along with the overall market. Any you know, change as far as energy names that you've noticed?
Yeah, I think Baytex was actually on the list as well. If you give me a second here, I can take a quick look and tell you for sure. Yeah, so we're seeing, you know, I've got one, Meg Energy Corp is in our top traded list right now. We've done about 1.7 million on that one. Tinkering Studios, which I was actually just looking at before the call, is a 3D printing company as well. And then we actually have a fair bit of ETFs that are trading in some of our top traded names. Some of them track the energy sector. Some of them are bond ETFs as well. And then, you know, we have the consistent NEO-listed ones, Columbia Care, I should add to that list as well as some of the more traded ones for sure.
Yeah, Alex, it's interesting you mentioned some of the ETFs. We're noticing even in, you know, the U.S. marketplace, when the overall market, the overall volatility in the market, you know, increases, you get, you know, the market itself in play. Any specific ETFs that, you know, you've seen doing more volume than usual?
Yeah, for sure. One I can share for you is ZPL. It's the BMO Long Provincial Bond ETF. We've done north of, you know, 4 million on that one today. Another one I would look at is the BMO US Put Right ETF. Done north of 2 million on that one as well. And then the last one I'd share was ZFL. That's the BMO Long Fed Bond Index ETF. Again, about 4 million on that one as well. So, you know, we are definitely seeing a little bit more of a resurgence on the ETF side. I know XIU is obviously one of the more heavily traded ones as it tracks the TSX 60. But, you know, we continue to be strong in the ETF space. We always have been. We represent around 18% of the overall trading on ETFs alone, all markets combined. So, you know, we continue to do very well in the ETF space.
Great stuff. Alex Bowles from the NEO Exchange here in Toronto. We won't keep you any longer. Alex, again, great to see you, great to speak to you. You know, stay well in this crazy time. We'll speak to you again soon. Yeah, thanks a lot, Brandon. Take care, and good seeing you and the team, and likewise, everyone stay safe. There you go, guys. Alex Bowles from the NEO Exchange, highlighting a few symbols that you can have a look at here in Toronto if you want to trade some names on the TSX, kind of popping off with a little bit more volume than we're used to seeing. Guys, any thoughts on the cruise lines going into lunchtime here? I mean, we're talking about it a little bit in the pre-market. RCL CCL was another one. The Norwegian, we noticed kind of doing a little bit more volume in the pre-market anyways than the rest of the group. They have stood up a little bit better so far today than yesterday, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of read about that. I'm going to stay away from trying to fade those. We've been running so far. I mean, we missed a good long, and we did have a nice short opportunity. As long as you have your tight stops, I think you were okay doing it. If you didn't have that 43.8 on roll, you got to absolutely burn. I only have one position on. We only have a few minutes left, so we'll just deal with the last position that we have here because I didn't get a chance to talk about the reversal that we did take in Virgin off of that VWAP break. So we were able to add back to it when it dipped down at 17.27 or so. We got some out on a little pop up here. It got up to 1770. We took our last shares out in the 60s, so nice little 25-30 cent scalp on that. We moved our stop to 1740 because I want to make sure, and it just triggered there, that we lock in some profit on the second half. It was going to roll back over. The futures are at the top, so I'm going to have trails on any kind of a long that I had because you don't want to get stubborn here picking that little, picking these breakout longs when you're basically holding the high end on the futures. There's so much room on a pullback for it to come in, so we'll take profits on all of our long positions, trailing that one out the second half for a 10-cent win after taking 30 on the first half there, Sean.
Yeah, good luck.
We'll wrap things up here, get set to wrap things up here, have a look at what is coming up as far as earnings reports aftermarket tonight. And before the open tomorrow, there's actually a couple here that might be worth looking at in the morning, guys. The big one right in the middle, obviously, Lululemon.
Ah, Lululemon, yeah, probably a good one. Let me check out what's going on with Lululemon here on the stock. Who's happy about that one?
I saw GameStop.
Oh, GameStop.
Greg, I know you're in there on the chat. You've been all over that GameStop. I'm sure you'll be very interested. We'll be definitely checking that one out. But where's Lulu at right now?
I mean, Lulu was, I can't call it my day chart, but Lulu was 130 at the bottom of this. But Lululemon right now doing decent volume, 1.25 million, up 1.7%. And if we zoom back out here, you can see it touched 189 yesterday, or actually this morning, straight up. So a nice little move for Lululemon today. It did get as high as 200. So we'll see for a 200 break. And I'm going to sneeze very soon. But it's been a fantastic day. Only a minute left. Sorry about the hiccup on YouTube. Thanks for rejoining us. If that ever does happen, though, apparently we were still streaming on Facebook.
Yeah, so, just jump right over.
You can jump over there.
We recovered. Thanks for following along with us. I'll get to that GameStop. Greg, if you like those shorts, made a little bit of a double top here. 470 being the money if you took that one again. Watch out for those earnings. This one has been a bit of a mover there. It's been a fantastic, of course, day. We're up 4.5% on the ES and still holding the high. So there you go. We're halfway there to 3 positive days in a row. We couldn't even have 2 for God knows how long. So fantastic day in the markets. Follow along. We're still going to be having that chat, of course, so stick with us on YouTube. Valeria, as always, will be doing that. I don't know, do we get the theme of the day yet?
She has it.
We do have it. Let's see if we can't figure out what it is before we sign off. Is it waffles for the millionth time? I don't know.
Throw to Valeria.
Hey guys, yeah, I know that all of us would love to have another waffle day, but Neil, Sean, and Brandon got a bit tired of that. So today is the National Nougat Day. I love nougat. What about you?
Oh yeah.
Nougat.
Yeah.
Yes. Get a little bit of nuts in there. I think there's what are those, hazelnuts or something in there. Yeah, loving the nougat.
For the win.
Yeah, Valeria always, and it's funny because it's right around lunchtime.
Not
that you'd eat nougat for lunchtime or anything like that. But
there's nothing wrong with that. You can have that for lunch if you want.
You can have whatever you want.
What do you think? Would you have that for lunch?
You know, you can actually make that savory. So it's egg whites essentially, and you know, the people put sugar in it, obviously, and nuts and stuff. But you can make it a savory version of it too. So yes, I'm going to say yes to nougat.
Okay, there you go. I see. Looking for.
I feel like meatballs.
Looking for an overnight call
for lunch here.
Our last little chat there.
What was that?
I'm not going to make a call overnight until we see the afternoon session. You got to see what happens in the second half of the day. Very important if we hold these highs as opposed to what you saw last night when you basically, within like 15 or 20 minutes into the close, it puked it all out there. Probably mostly on that Apple news, I think, causing a bit of a shock to the market there to the downside. Either way, it's been a fantastic show. Jump in the chat. We'll be talking all afternoon to see what does happen. But for the entire team here, it's been a great one. Our good friend, our good friend Valeria on the 1s and 2s on the chat. She'll be there as always. Give a little bit of a wave for Brennan Wickens giving knowledge about the nougats. And for our good friend, for myself, Neil Roberts, and Christian Leitner with the turnaround jumper here, Sean Katina.
Yeah. Not turnaround though, remember.
It was a, look man,
it was I just want like this.
Okay, fine. Turnaround, sidestep, Eurostep, whatever you want to call it.
It'll probably be on YouTube later,
Jump shot.
so you guys can
Good morning.
Next time, hook shot tomorrow. Hook shot.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is tradertv.live.
Elbows.
We'll see you tomorrow.
6 feet.
Yeah, I know. 2 meters, 6 feet, 6 inches.